You want the hat on, all right?
Welcome everybody to today's T20 match for the NDCA midweek competition for Bar TV Sports, broadcasting live grassroots sports around the country in your pubs and clubs. With me today for this epic matchup between University and Belmont is the doyen of Newcastle cricket, Murray Christie.
G'day, Gareth. Great to be here. Looking forward to a fantastic game.
I noticed you were out on the pitch earlier on. We're just going to cut down to Pete Jolly, who's got the vice-captain, Michael Radnich. Pete, how's Michael feeling out there?
After a long day at work, got here a bit late, but yeah, excited, keen for the Friday afternoon match.
Mate Merriweather, the ones to beat in this summer comp?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Like I said to you before, they've won it the last 3 years straight, so they're always up the top, and they're definitely the benchmark in this competition, so they're the ones to take down, that's for sure.
And what does your team have to do to come away with the points?
Today, or in general? Today I think we've just got to restrict their big name players like Littlewood and a couple of other guys, just bowl to our plans and set our fields right, and yeah, hopefully that pays off for us.
All right. Good luck with it.
Thanks, mate. Good on you.
All right. Well, both of the sides, they're out there as we go back up to Gareth in the commentary box.
Thanks very much, Peter, our boundary rider for today, who's going to be keeping us up to date with everyone's thoughts out there. And as we were saying, Murray Christie with us right now. Murray, you check the conditions out there. How do you think this game's going to play out?
It's a fantastic flat wicket. There's plenty of grass on the pitch, actually. I was actually quite shocked on first view of it because most T20 games don't have as much grass on the pitch. I'm expecting that perhaps the side batting first, which obviously is Belmont, 140 should be about par.
Yes, of course, Belmont winning the toss and electing to bat. Obviously, Littlewood, the captain, has seen this green top and thought maybe it is the right thing to do is bat. And you mentioned the nor'easter. Who do you find the danger men in these two teams, Murray?
Well, both sides contain fairly zippy bowlers. I expect Luke Bird will have a fair impact on the game. And from the Belmont point of view, Mark Littlewood is a fantastic competitor, and Ray Cooper as well. And I expect that the ball might be zinging around a fair bit early while the ball's hard. Gareth?
Yes, of course. And our umpires today, Paul Marjoriebanks and Peter Tate out there in the middle. Of course, NDCA are sponsored by the Commonwealth Bank, Kingsgrove Sports, Newcastle Herald South, and Jez Web as well for all their internet needs. Now, out there at the moment, what sort of field for our viewers out there, Murray, do you think these university guys, the angry seahorse, what are they going to set?
Well, Gareth, I guess with so much grass on the wicket, with the hard new ball, I'm not surprised in seeing that there's a couple of slips in, there's a gully, and a fairly tight ring field at this point in time. Obviously, your standard fine leg and a deep mid-wicket, but I expect Uni are going to go on the attack and get some early ones as well.
Yes, of course, and obviously not employing the tactics of India's Virat Kohli out there, his odd field placings, and incidentally the score in the cricket, if you are listening at home and not tuning into NBN, Australia is at the moment 4 for 143. So getting on with it, Murray.
Indeed, it'd be great if they've mustered a lead of around 260, 270. Maybe bat for half an hour tomorrow, Gareth, and get stuck into the Indians.
Yes, and make a game of it. And of course, we are at number one sports ground, the home of Newcastle cricket. And doesn't the field look absolutely picturesque today, Murray?
Absolutely, it's a fantastic venue to play cricket. I was fortunate enough over the years to play plenty of cricket here. I noticed they bring the boundaries in these days, which amazes me with the advent of these of bat technology and everything that's been made to suit the batsman, and yet they brought the boundaries in 10 metres.
Maybe the bat technology hasn't filtered down to Newcastle cricket yet, Murray.
I'm guessing that.
Of course, if we could, we would ask Kingsgrove Sports if we could, Murray.
If we could.
But we can't at the moment, and the bowlers now are warming up, coming from the Market Town end. Opening bowler will be Tim Prescott today. How do you think Tim will pitch the ball up to start off with, try and get that nick?
You'd like to think so. I haven't seen too much of Tim bowl, but I'm guessing he doesn't bowl too much outswing because he would be pushing. He's going to be pushing into the wind, but so you'd think he's going to bowl seam up.
Seam up, and incidentally, getting back to not watching much cricket anymore. What are you doing with your spare time now you're not in the top grade, Murray?
I'm a great enthusiast of the equine industry, Gareth. I love my Saturday afternoon races and washed down with a couple of James Squires where possible.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll fit in right at home at the Bar TV commentary box. And, of course, down on the boundary, we've got Pete Jolly. How's everything going on down there, Peter? As we switch to him right away.
Picked up quite considerably here in the last 5 minutes as we see the first ball about to come in from the Market Town end.
Yes, and he's just blocked that one away. Little loosener for him, Murray.
I think you'll find that the Belmont batsmen will be very cautious while the ball is new. Wouldn't even surprise me if they're only around 20-25 after the first 5 overs. But when you got Mark Littlewood batting at number 4, you don't really want him coming in because anyone can get a good one early with a new ball. And with Mark coming in at 4, he'd probably like to see himself in there about the 7th or 8th over, no earlier.
Oh, that's unlucky there for the bowler as he gets a little French cut all the way down the boundary, but he has saved it there, the number 6 in Grant Stewart. And that's a good return too to the keeper.
Fantastic. Almost 4. The boundary's in about 10 metres as we see it. That's a difficult shot to play, actually, Gareth.
One of my favourites, Murray. Playing for the Carrington Pirates. I've pretty much put a patent on that shot, Murray.
They tell me you're quite a good fielder.
Specialist bat pad, mate. Not too many people putting their hand up for that. As we come now for the 3rd ball of the over.
Was it true that they called you the Cougar?
They did call me the Cougar, and it wasn't for my womanly middle-aged looks either. It was for my grace around the field, Murray.
Well, there you go.
I actually had a trophy named after me and won my own trophy 3 times in a row, which is why I'm here in the Bar TV commentary box, mate.
Why don't they call it the Gareth?
It's too boring. It's Welsh.
Good Welsh name.
Everyone knows Welsh don't play cricket. They just make up the ECB.
Glamorgan.
The Morgan. Very good. The Jones. Oh, has he got bat on that? No, he hasn't. He's had a big swipe at that one, though. Michael Strang out there. Just not getting his rhythm here, Murray, is he? He's just not seeing the ball well yet. Probably needs to block himself into it.
Yeah, a bit of a jittery start, I think.
Yeah, I think we noticed we've covered a few of these games now, Murray, and they tend to get off to a little bit of a slower start than, say, the Big Bash League. Has he got him? Everyone goes up, but no. Referee, umpire Peter Tate stands still, stands firm. I
think we need to keep in mind, Gareth, that a lot of these Big Bash games are being played on first-class wickets. I can assure you that on first glance, there's nowhere near as much grass on the T20 Big Bash wickets as there is on today. No criticism to Peter Terry; he's a fantastic curator. The wicket's lovely and flat, but there's plenty of grass.
And that's a much better stroke there by the opening batsman Michael Strang as they swap ends. How's the atmosphere down there, Peter, on the boundary?
You know, they might roll up after work, but throughout the coverage, Gareth, we're going to try and have a chat to everybody that makes cricket in Newcastle what it is today. We've got the Belmont side behind me, so they've said to me, you know, they'll come over and have a chat and talk us through what the batsmen out in the field might be thinking right now. We've got the canteen operators. They've been here for 20-odd years. So, you know, throughout the next 3 hours, we'll have plenty of things to cover here at the number 1 sports ground.
And knowing you, Peter Jolly, and being over in the old country, you put on a little bit of weight. Maybe you're over there having a few of those canteen sausage rolls.
Is that why you got me on the boundary to drop those kilos?
Yeah,
running around.
To ride around on the roller.
That'll flatten the wicket.
Thanks very much, Pete. As number 6, Grant Stewart, is coming in for his first over of the match. Murray, do you know anything about Grant?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, to me, it looks like he's going to be very fast and very upright. End-to-end stuff, seam up. Ooh, and I was right.
Yeah, you are right, Gareth, and bowled his first ball with a bit of zip there, actually. as I was saying before, while the ball's hard and there's plenty of grass on the pitch, get the big quicks on to see if they could eke out a few wickets and go on the attack.
Yes, and a little bit about Grant. He is an all-rounder. Bats right-handed, right arm medium pace. I tell you what, he's a little bit faster than medium, Murray.
Big forward fan too, I see.
Loves his forwards, loves his Bathurst. And that's up in the air. That's going to be a hard one to take. And he has absolutely swallowed that one. And that's a catch all day, Murray.
Indeed. Daniel Odd, I think, for memory, has taken it very comfortably. Daniel's got a fair bit of first-grade experience and didn't seem to have any problem whatsoever snatching that one.
Yeah, absolutely took that one as the batsman coming from the field now. Maybe Pete Jolly can ready himself and get his thoughts on how it's actually moving around out there. What do you think? What are your chances, Peter?
Stay with us, boys. We'll have a quick chat as he approaches the boundary right now. As you did mention, there's a lot of greenery on that pitch today, so there could be a little bit of sideways movement. We'll just move in for a quick chat. Mate, probably not the best result for you, but we noticed out there, the pitch is a bit green, a bit of movement out there.
Oh, I think it's just a little bit, but not too much, I don't think. Just a little bit off the seam, but yeah, looked all right.
Mate,
Not too many of them, but
yeah, what's the attack? Just go hammer and tongs earlier?
oh no, I think it's to try and get a good start and just bet out the overs. I think it's the key, but yeah, I didn't follow that plan obviously, but yeah.
What total are the boys after today?
Not real sure. I think maybe 140 or something might be good, but not quite sure. See how it goes. Quick outfield, so
Good on you.
yeah, see how we go.
Alrighty, good luck.
All right.
Back to the commentary box.
Thanks very much, Peter Jolly. Of course, Peter getting all the exclusives today for the NDCA T20. And they've just moved the sight screen there for the new batsman in. Loves his forwards, loves his Bathurst. Here comes the wicket. Up in the air. That's going to be a hard one to take. Hail on it. He has absolutely swallowed. Did he talk us through that catch, Murray?
Well, I guess first of all, with a wicket that is doing a bit, the batsman's actually closed the face on the bat, trying to work the ball, say, through square leg. What would have been better is to work the ball through a wideish mid-wicket, mid-on area. That way you're presenting the ball with the full face of the bat. But once that ball was up in the air, Daniel Odd was fairly comfortable under it.
Yes, and he looked like he lost all shape to that, didn't he? And head up.
Indeed.
It's not what you teach the kids.
All of them do it, though.
That's right. And the new batsman in is the number 3, Chris Rick. I believe he's the English import, Murray.
You'll be finding the Christmas weather quite warm, I expect, Gareth.
I'd imagine so. A little breeze, though. You mentioned the nor'easter. It is swirling around out there. That's another good ball. A couple of tidy overs here by the University side. The Seahorse is angry, isn't it?
Very angry, very committed, and playing very positive cricket, Gareth. This could actually be a maiden in T20 cricket. Who would have figured?
Who would have thunk it, Murray? But all the runs seem to be on the leg side at the moment.
He's hit that well for no runs.
Definitely a bowling for his field there, Grant Stewart.
He keeps on hitting them back to himself.
That's right. And Grant's brother Luke, obviously a big fan of his. He cites his brother Luke as his cricketing hero.
Believes Luke is the best.
Apparently so. And the best is a pretty big call.
I'm just wondering who wrote the biographies, actually, Gareth, to be honest with you.
As Tim Prescott comes in now for his second over in what is the third over of the match. The score is 1 for 2. Belmont in a little bit of trouble here, Murray.
They are, and for that reason, they've gone onto the attack, looking for 2, and should get it comfortably.
Yeah, just chipped that one over there, Liam McKenny. Over his head. Found the space, but didn't have enough on it to get to the boundary. you think that's what they have to do is try and avoid these inner fielders and go in the air, Murray?
Well, that'll push the fielders out, and as they move the fielders into run-saving positions, that opens up more gaps.
That's like physics. That's a good ball there by Prescott. Bowling stump to stump.
Indeed. They have started very well, the University boys. The ring field. 2 out in the deep. I'm not even sure they need that mid-wicket out there, that deep mid-wicket out there, Gareth. They could probably move him into a mid-wicket and entice the batsman while the ball's new to try and go over the top.
That's another good ball there. This Belmont side, obviously a little bit inexperienced. Plenty of youth in the team.
A little bit under strength, I think, with Marcus Hainsworth unfortunately being unavailable for the game today. And, of course, Jace Lawson. There's 2 cricketers straight away that have had plenty of experience. And, yeah, you're right. It's a younger Belmont outfit.
Yes, and Marcus Hainsworth out injured with a foot injury, I believe. I believe he burnt his foot. Is that correct, Murray?
New Year's Eve, Gareth. New Year's Eve.
I thought there was a fire ban New Year's Eve as the ball.
Not in Merriweather.
The ball just guided away there.
And a good return as well. Another 2 for the Belmont boys.
Yeah, Uni looking very, very sharp here.
They did look sharp in the warm-up, actually.
And this is a great initiative, isn't it, by NDCA and Paul Marjoribanks and, of course, Ivan Spids to have these nighttime or evening games.
I think it's fantastic, especially on a Friday evening. Gives everyone a chance to come down, have a refreshment, and enjoy some good cricket.
Yes, definitely a good little stop gap in between the Test and the BBL.
Indeed.
As well. So
Yes.
if you're watching out there, everybody at home, don't be afraid to tweet us at Bar TV. And there is a bar here which is open and are selling canned soft drinks or whatever your poison is at the moment.
Any choc ices?
Choc ices. You're a hard man to please, Murray Christie. Oh, that's good fielding there.
Fantastic.
He hit that pretty hard there, straight down the ground, and the Uni side equal to the task. Score here, 1 for 8 after 3 overs. Stewart looks set to take up his second over here. I tell you what, if they can get another wicket, this Belmont side are going to be in all sorts of trouble, Murray.
Indeed, and I think that the University boys themselves would be aiming to get Mark Littlewood out while while there's plenty in the wicket and the ball is hard, because Mark Littlewood is a class act and can tear attacks apart without too much difficulty at all.
Yes, and of course the 2 Newcastle sides making the SCG Cup final in the Hamwicks and Merriweather. That should be a good little match down at the SCG for the NDCA.
Just for something different.
Oh, he's hit that up in the air, but no, it hasn't carried through to the keeper, and that's a dangerous ball there by Stewart.
He is bowling with plenty of speed, actually, and I tend to think the batsman would be better off actually just playing straight, getting bat to ball and run a couple of tight singles to build the confidence.
Of course, his brother is Luke Stewart, who's the wicketkeeper, so do you think he's going to be dirty at him for actually standing too far back there?
He's certainly standing back a long way.
That's a good ball. Probably going down leg side there, Murray, if we can maybe get a little quick look at that from the Bar TV replay. He's looking to flick it down where the fielders are to the leg side there, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I tend to think that it was only a half-hearted shout. I think it was more of a hopeful appeal rather than a confident one.
Here he comes in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely going down leg side, that one.
I still think he's playing too square, though, Gareth.
Oh, he's tried the slower ball and he's absolutely got hold of that, and it is over the boundary for the first 6 of the game.
Normally only one bounce into the fence for 4, but with the boundary being in and it looks like he's got a nice new bat there, he's taken full advantage of that loose delivery from Stewart.
Yeah, good, great shot there. making great work of what was a pretty bad ball. And the first bad ball of the game, Murray.
I think it was a slow ball gone wrong, and unfortunately he overpitched, and it just set up for the batsman nicely.
He's come back with a better ball there, Stewart.
So we're into the fourth over, and Belmont only 14. I guess that 6 would have been very good news for the Belmont boys.
It's definitely what they needed. That's come off his toe there, I think, Murray. So.
Yeah. Similar to where the ball was pitched when they half appealed last time. Now, Peter Tate's the umpire down at the Union Street end, I guess you could call it, the junction end.
The Market Town end?
No, Market Town's the other end. But anyway, but Tate, he umpired back in the late 80s and into the 90s, and I've never ever seen him give an LBW actually.
Yeah, nice little flick off the pads there. That's the shot he's been aiming for all over there. He finally got it.
He most certainly has, and I actually must apologise. I stand corrected. Paul Marjoriebanks is actually officiating from the junction end, and Peter Tate is at the Parry Street end, or the Market Town end, as you referred to, Gareth.
That's why I was a little confused, because I did actually say that before, Murray, but let's not quibble over spilt James Squires, mate. How's the atmosphere down on the boundary there, Peter?
Radar as we speak, and a lot of rain at the moment, Gareth, up around Cessnock and Wollombi. So hopefully that'll go south and not east, because it doesn't look the best at all at the moment up that way.
Yeah, it seems
and the wind's picked up a bit. Yeah, bright sunshine at the moment, but if you look out towards the west, a few dark, ominous clouds are certainly coming in, that is for sure. But we should be safe. Let's hope so. For the first T20 of 2015.
Thanks very much, Peter, for your insightful information on the weather coming through. We obviously can't see it behind us, but it was gathering before the game started. And Prescott again coming into his third over now, Murray.
Looks like they may bowl Prescott out, actually. They usually leave the opening bowlers with a couple up the sleeve late in the innings, but maybe they see the new ball as being one of his weapons.
Well, he has been nice and tight, and ooh.
And good carry through to the keeper. He's sliding on quite nicely, actually, Prescott.
He's had a chop at that one, hasn't he? Maybe one of these new lofted shots that we see so much of, Murray, is what's going to get this Belmont side out of trouble.
What size like the shots like the ramp and all that. I always worry about batsmen when they're playing those shots. It's problems waiting to happen.
And as we look at our radar now from Bar TV, another innovation that we have, it's heading, as Peter said, around Cessnock, and it looks like it's creeping towards Newcastle's. Another French cut there, the second one of the match. As Stewart comes around, and again, great fielding on the boundary by Stewart. So the Belmont side just throwing their bat at these ones at the moment, Murray. They don't seem to have any sort of plan. They're just keeping in the game by the skin of their teeth at the moment.
Exactly. They're trying to seize on a loose one, but the university bowlers are not bowling too many loose balls at all, actually. They've been very impressive.
Yeah, Prescott been especially tight, hasn't he?
But, yeah, very much so.
Good shot. That's a better shot there, just guided around the corner off his pads, and Stewart again, the man on the boundary. Great arm too, hasn't he?
Yes. Not bad.
Wouldn't have seen you running around to head that one off on the long boundary, Murray.
Well, maybe 20 years ago, Gareth, but not now. More likely to have a heart attack these days. Interesting field change. They've seized on the opportunity where the batsman's appears to be more of a leg side player. Not a bad move actually, to actually sort of plug up that mid-wicket area.
I agree, though. I don't think they need two players on the boundary at the moment, Murray. It's putting pressure on this side, this Belmont side. Maybe bring someone in.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I guess while they're actually the batsmen are finding fielders at this point in time, and the bowlers are bowling to their field, I guess that they're fairly comfortable with how things are progressing.
Oh, he's hit that back hard, but nice again. Nice field placements and nice fielding by the University side. On their toes.
Very much so, and they're really supporting their bowlers well. And but the bowlers have bowled very tight lines. They've I guess bowled to what their captains wanted them to do. Because you'll notice that most of these shots are going straight to fielders, which means that they're bowling to the game plan.
Yes, and maybe a bowling change here. Yes, Stewart is going out of the attack. Luke Bird making the decision to replace Stewart, who's the lone wicket taker in this match, Murray, and he's bowled pretty tight there. Probably look to bring him on when the bat starts swinging a bit more towards the end of the innings.
Yeah, I dare say he's going to keep a couple in the bag. It'll actually be interesting when Luke introduces himself to the bowling as well, or whether he's actually going to bowl the back end overs, I guess.
Yes, and James Maloney will be the bowling change here, the number 11. James is probably one of the most passionate players for the Seahorse here, with the actual seahorse tattooed onto his backside, apparently.
And had a good season with the Sydney Roosters too, Gareth.
Not the best. Second year syndrome, although he did play for the Warriors before that. As the ball scoots through, and again showing a bit of nip there. The ball not doing too much though, not moving around too much, but just good end-to-end bowling, Murray.
Probably just doing enough to get past the bat. With there being that much grass on the wicket, it will fly through every now and then, but occasionally it'll hold up in the thatched grass.
Second ball of the over. And he's hit that very hard down the ground, and that's a good four. That's a good stroke, Murray.
He has hit that well. It's a flat back, straight past the bowler. It was a little bit shorter than probably what Maloney would have liked to have delivered, but the batsman seized on that opportunity because I guess it's fair to say they haven't been getting too many of those opportunities.
You'd have to say that's the shot of the day at 1 for 24.
Comfortably.
It's over 6 now, so...
Well, that 6 wasn't a bad hit, I suppose you could say.
It was all right. I like them along the ground, Murray.
No fielders in the sky, Gareth.
That's right. And again, he tries the same shot, but the field's been out there to the task. Michael Radnidge, who we spoke to earlier in the telecast.
Vice captain.
The VC.
Captain of Vice.
If only. That used to be you in your heyday, didn't it, Murray? The captain of all the vices.
Occasionally.
Is it still close to your chest? What goes on tour stays on tour, Murray?
Oh, it's always been a hard and fast rule, but I never did drugs, Gareth. I never did drugs. Drugs are bad.
Fair enough. Not even when you had a cold and flu.
Couple of Nurofen and Bob's your uncle.
Nice one. As we're coming in now for what is the 5th ball of the over. And he's took a big swing at that one, but didn't get enough bat on it, but they'll take an easy single there.
And once again, another University bowler in Maloney bowling to his field. Obviously, they didn't have the fielder back there when the boundary was hit, but they've moved the fielder back. Maloney's bowled a nice straight line and length, and he's not going for too many.
Yeah, he's got him positioned directly behind the stumps as well, so he's not on or he's not off, is he?
Neither here nor there.
Sitting on the fence, one might say.
Indeed.
As we come now to what is the 7th over of this T20 match. The score 1 for 27. And that is the end of the power play.
And that's been a good power play for the university boys. They're going at 4.5 and over. Yeah, I guess what would really, if we're looking at a pass score of 140, 7 and over, you'd really want to be sort of looking at about 40, 45 at the end of the power play.
So what is your projected score for this, do you think, at this run rate?
Oh, I think 140 is a very... Oh, at this run rate, I think you'll find you'd have to reassess, and realistically 130 would be a target now, Gareth.
Yeah, 130. This university side's got a lot of runs in them as well. Luke Bird bringing himself on, as you mentioned. Marking out his steps at the moment.
Yeah,
his
and,
run up.
And Luke bowls predominantly in-swingers. So with this nor'east breeze, or it actually might have turned around a little bit, Gareth, and it might be a sou'easter now, but that'll suit his in-swinger and make him harder to play. Now, what the university boys need to be aware of is obviously with that ball swinging in, there's likely to be, and particularly this batsman who's on strike at
Whittock,
Chris Whittock at present, he's a very much a leg side player. So it wouldn't surprise me if the first slip was taken out and then moved, and then sort of and the leg side is bolstered up.
Yeah, definitely a strong leg side player, and that obviously comes from. He's got him there, and that's a great first up ball there by Bird.
You can't really ask for much more than that, can you?
He's only got the fainters have touched on that. We didn't
Indeed.
hear it up in the commentary box, and the uni players went up, and that's out for all money.
Yeah. And not surprisingly, Whittock was attempting to hit that probably towards Market Town, actually, Gareth. He took a hefty swipe, but was heading towards sort of somewhere in the deep between mid-off and mid-on and mid-wicket, and unfortunately got a faint touch.
Yes, as the player now disembarks from the field, we switch to Pete Jolly to see if he can get another exclusive Bar TV interview. We'll have a quick look at the replay while he chats to him. Yeah, he looked to hoik that, didn't he, Murray?
Oh, he wanted to give that real Larry Dooley, didn't he?
Didn't matter where it was going, it was just going.
Oh, there was... Yeah. The arms were swinging, and unfortunately, you can only get a faint touch on it.
Here we go to Pete.
Mate, if the ball hit the bat, that would have been out of the park. But you were just saying you didn't know if you hit the ball?
I didn't feel like I hit the ball, but obviously there was a noise there, so I had to be given. So,
Mate, where do you think the team's at right now? On mark to about 120, 130?
oh yeah, we're on a steady start actually. So if these two can build a nice partnership, we could look to get over. They're up to 130, 140 hopefully. So thank you.
Good on you. Back to you, Gareth.
Thanks very much, Peter. All the exclusives down there by our boundary rider, Peter Jolly. And of course, Mark Littlewood now the captain in. You've had a little bit to do with Mark, Murray?
Yeah, certainly over the years.
And straight away he's off the mark. Littlewood just showing his class straight away, nearly getting it all the way down, and the university fieldsman just cuts it off at the boundary there.
And I have to say that Mark is a class act. I don't know whether it was his first grade 100. I remember playing a game in the I think it was the early 2000s or late 90s or something like that, where he got 100 against us, and he belted the ball everywhere to all shots of all parts of the ground, and that really sort of laid the foundation of that he was going to be a special player, and he has done some fantastic things over the years.
Definitely a good competitor as well. He's very focused on this Belmont side. And that's a nice leave there.
Well, Mark will play another role when it's their turn to field as well. Like he'll hit the ground, he'll hit the wicket very hard, and it wouldn't surprise me that he takes advantage of this grassy wicket.
Yeah, so you gave me the heads up. He will be opening the bowling as well. There's no doubts about that.
There'll be no doubts about finding out whether the ball bounces halfway down as well. I'm sure of that.
And that's what we like to see in this T20 action for the NDCA. He's just bunted that there to the fielder.
It was a very attacking shot first up. It took advantage of the short ball, seized on the short ball.
Yes, and that storm looks like it's centralised around that Cessnock area. Doesn't look like it's coming in. It has moved a little bit towards Lake Macquarie, so it will probably miss Newcastle unless it swirls around at Swansea. Maybe on the Belmont team bus. Thanks very much, Pete, for that. Our weatherman, our boundary rider, our jack of all trades down there, Peter Jolly. Ooh, he's had a bit of a awkward shot at that, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. But just reflecting on what you were talking about before with the 5 o'clock afternoon starts and the opportunity for people to come down to the ground. I've noticed over the last 20-25 minutes that the numbers have swollen a little. Going to take advantage of the twilight style game, and it's a lovely afternoon to do so.
Yeah, definitely. These conditions different to what these guys are probably used to as well, Murray.
Well, it's just it's something different. It's innovative, and I commend the NDCA for doing so.
That's the end of another over there. 2 for 30, so the score slowly ticking along there. We're coming into our 8th over now. As Michael Radnich now taking the ball.
And this is where the university players or the university team is keen not to expose the more inexperienced bowler to getting tapped. And they're probably going to rotate those bowlers on a one-over basis, I reckon.
Yeah, well, Radnich is the vice-captain, so a little bit of experience for him. And I guess maybe looking to take another wicket. They probably do need another wicket, the university side, before this partnership really sets in.
Well, certainly Mark Littlewood's the key. In the Belmont batting lineup, I expect that if they're to post a competitive total, it would be Mark Littlewood, Ray Cooper, and Ryan Mannix that would set the platform. So if they can get Mark early, they certainly hold themselves in good stead.
Bit of a slinging action there by Radnich with his right arm, just ambling in there.
Yeah, it appears to me that Mark Littlewood's is waiting on the short ball. With the grassy wicket, it mightn't be coming through quite as quickly as what he would have hoped, and he only needs the ball to be slightly short to seize on an opportunity to put it out of the park, dare I say it.
Of course, his bowling is obviously pretty exemplary, but apparently his batting isn't going too good. He faces 3 ducks in a row today. Radnich faces 3 ducks in a row, so when he comes in...
Well, I guess the more ducks you get, the closer you get to scoring a run.
And that's another bit of good philosophy there by our cricket expert, Murray Christie. Duck, duck, goose. He seems to be bowling a little bit shorter than the other guys, so...
And this could be dangerous.
Definitely some runs here for these 2 guys. If they can get bat on ball, and happy with a single there. Just finding the gaps nicely now is Dan Bailey.
And you can see that Dan Bailey's becoming more comfortable at the crease. His confidence is starting to build. Although it was only a single, that was a nice shot down to mid-off.
Littlewood faces up now. Oh, he's beaten him there well and truly.
And there's an example of the ball when it hits the seam on this pitch that moved back quite considerably and nearly cut Mark Littlewood in half.
It just kicked up a little bit then too, didn't it? As I mentioned, he is bowling a little bit shorter than the other university bowlers here, so it's either going to go up in the air or it's going to go for 4 or 6, Murray.
Yeah, I tend to think Radnich could probably keep the ball pitched up because if he hits the seam, it can do something.
Oh, he wanted 2 there, Littlewood, but...
And of course, Gareth, you get more wickets pitching the ball up than bowling short. Unless you're Mitchell Johnson.
We're looking for some big hitting as well, so let's hope that this Belmont side start to pick it up a little bit. Australia, of course, in the Test match, 5 for 205. So really getting on with it there too. That's a good lead of 300 runs.
Yeah, that's a lead of 302 now. One would think that, and obviously they've got them pretty much in a hurry. They were 1 for 36 at the tea break, so they've really gone full hammer in the afternoon session. There can't be that long to go. There can't be that long to go in the fourth day, but I would suggest to you that Australia probably only need another 20, 30 runs and they could go on the attack.
Maybe a declaration is in order.
I think it'll be a fantastic day, and for another Test match, out of 4 Test matches, there's been 2 fifth days that have occurred on Saturdays. The other one was the Adelaide Test match, and that was a fantastic finish, and I think this is going to be no different.
Yeah, good for crowd numbers too, being on a Saturday. Obviously, they moved those dates.
Yeah, I'd love to see them give India an interest, and certainly a run chase, because whether it's 2-0 or 3-0 in the series is going to mean nothing, but they could actually salvage some pride and win a Test.
Just playing it down the ground there. Content with singles at the moment, this Belmont side. When do you think, Murray, that they'll look to start picking up this run rate?
Yeah, I think they've had to take stock, because obviously it's been a fairly cautious start. They've lost 2 wickets relatively early, and they certainly don't want to lose Mark Littlewood cheaply. So I would think in about 3 or 4 overs, they need to be aiming at around the 7, 8, 9 and over there.
Oh, that one kicked up as well there by Bird and played well.
So there is some bounce in the wicket. That was pitched in short, and that got up to about shoulder height. It was well played by Bailey, but there's certainly plenty in this wicket.
As Bird comes in again. Oh, he's played that nicely off his pads as well.
And what you'll find, Gareth, is that later on in the innings, that ball that they haven't run 2 on, that's gone down to fine leg. I think they were looking at that. They were considering coming back for a second. The pressure will be on in those last 5 or 6 overs, where they'll turn 1s into 2s and dare I say it, 2s into 3s.
Yeah, this is good tight bowling by Bird. He has let a few singles go, but giving the batsman absolutely nothing here, Murray.
Well, he's picked up where the other universities have left off, and that is they're bowling nice tight lines. They're virtually giving the batsman nothing. And in this contest, T20, you've got 120 balls. If you can get about 60 or 70 dots out of it, you've done really, really well.
Oh, it's up in the air, and he's put that down. Great effort there by Aaron Marnie, I believe it was. I tell you what, he got absolutely vertical, Murray.
You said he put it down, but I tell you what, if he catches that, that's a fantastic effort.
It's still $1 in the jar, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Still a beer at the bar.
At the end of season trip.
That's exactly right. A drop catch is a drop catch any day of the week, Murray.
You're a hard man, Gareth. Fair man, but a hard man.
Being a specialist fielder myself, Murray, you got to take them. Oh, he's hit the pads. He's called a no ball,
overstepped the mark. We've got ourselves a free hit here, Gareth.
I'll tell you what, this is a free hit. The umpire just doing that lovely lasso sign that they do. Ride 'em, cowboy. Speaking of ride 'em, cowboy, let's go down to our boundary rider. down on the boundary, I guess. And let's see what he's got to say about this free hit.
I'll tell you something too. I'll just watch this come through. Oh, big hit.
He has absolutely smoked that one.
That's 6.
And that is 6 any day of the week, and that's a great shot. Let's just make this whole game free hits.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a fantastic strike. Just at a time when the university bowlers have taken the ascendancy, and all of a sudden, within one ball, he's overstepped the mark, and the next one's gone towards the sight screen.
Yes, 10 overs. It's 2 for 44, and one thing I can work out, Murray, it's 4.4 and over.
Excellent.
You there, Gareth?
That's as far as my math
No.
skills goes. We go now to Pete Jolly.
Mate, I was just going to say, if you're a shoe expert around town, I don't know if we can get a shot of number 6 Grant Stewart down here, but tell you what, size 13 plus shoes. So, boy, I reckon he'd have a few problems getting to those sizes of the shoes that we're looking at. Massive feet.
Don't know what that quite means, Peter.
Oh, it's 13 plus.
13
But yeah,
plus. That must mean he have big hands for good fielding.
exactly.
Thanks very much, Peter. Yes, as we go to the replay now of the free hit. Thanks very much for your insightful commentary as he's just lined that up. And I tell you what, he would have hit the green on a par 5 there.
Absolutely. A fantastic blow.
And as we come in now into over 10, and he's just flicked that away. That's good guiding down there, but the fielder in place.
And Bailey's fended that off. It was a short delivery, but I still believe that Radnich could be bowling a bit fuller and taking advantage of hitting the seam and putting pressure on the batsman pitched up.
At 2 for 45, Murray, do you think they can still attack more? I know the power play's over and all that sort of jazz, but I mean, I think captains now, they try to tend to play to these power plays when they could be attacking.
This is the university side.
This is the university side.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they've got a couple of fielders out. They've got, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5 on the boundary. Yeah, they could possibly have another one in the infield blocking up the one.
And that's in the air, but that'll fall short there.
Where would you have had that man brought up, Gareth?
I would have had him brought up, definitely.
Yeah, that would have hit him on the chest.
Would have hit him right on the chest. Wouldn't have had to dive for it. But anyway, I'm not out there. I'm not the captain.
You're just here calling the game, Gareth.
That's exactly right. Just having fun in the stands. With, of course, Murray Christie and Peter Jolly down on the sidelines there. On the boundary. For Bar TV Sports. Of course, if you would like to get involved in the game, you can tweet us at Bar TV Sports, hashtag Bar TV Sports, or hashtag UniVBell to get inside the game and get interactive with all 3 commentators. Of course, you can see Peter Jolly at Peter Jolly or myself at Gareth Wazick. Oh, he's danced down the wicket there. But again, cut off there by the fieldsman. Lucky he was back.
Another tied over. So now it's 10 overs, Gareth, and I can assure you that they're going at 4.8 an over after 10.
Very good. Was never one for mathematics. I'm more an English man myself and history. Speaking of history, what's your highest score at this ground, Murray?
On this ground?
Yeah.
128.
I tell you what.
Against Charlestown, yeah.
That's pretty good. Not out?
No, I got out.
How?
Oh, I drilled one straight to cover, I think, from memory. Yeah.
Don't pretend like you don't remember.
It was 1998. It was a while ago.
1988, the bicentenary year.
98. 98.
I thought you said 88.
No, I was only 17 then. 18.
Just
18.
coming into grade.
Yes.
A future star, touted as a future star.
Yeah, it all turned into crap, didn't it? Speaking of your schooling, though, Gareth, I actually caught up with a mate of yours over the Christmas period, Wes Nichols, who's in
Wes
town.
Nicholl, the fiery fast bowler from
Yeah.
Waratah and Singleton.
Indeed, he lives in the UK these days, working at Build-A-Bear.
I don't even know. What, does he build bears? What is that?
Oh, he's the financial controller bloke, but yeah.
Is that what it is? Building bears, like teddy bears? Is that what he does?
Not
Wesley
entirely,
Nichols.
not entirely certain. It's I think it's a charity organisation of sorts, but yeah, we caught up with Wes over the Christmas period, and Now he's back where it's about 4 or 5 degrees.
Best place for him. If he is listening out there, don't be afraid to tweet us in, Wesley. Of course, we do have viewers in Australia and all around the world. Live streaming, grassroots sports, anywhere you go. Ooh, he's had a big swing at that one.
Bowling nice tight lines again. Another mate of yours, Julian Bailey.
Yes.
It's from Singleton.
He is, yes.
I played golf with him about 2 months ago, and I mentioned your name.
Of course, the ex-Roosters and Knights player. You do mingle with all the stars, don't you? What was that at the Jack Newton Celebrity Classic, was it, Murray?
Just the 100 golf day, but he's quite tall.
He is. Nicely guided there. Picking up another single.
Plenty of talents come out of Singleton, Gareth.
That's exactly right. I can safely say that I'm not one of them, Murray.
But no comedians have come out of Singleton.
That's right. Still haven't. Of course, you can download my album, Jesus Can't Play Rugby, which is #1 on the iTunes charts for 4 consecutive weeks, Murray. Oh, he stepped down the wicket there, but hasn't actually got too much bat on that ball. As we get back to the cricket, oh, that's a good throw in, but they safely make the 2 runs. Good running between the wickets there, Murray.
And interestingly enough, they are starting to put pressure on the fielders. A couple of overs ago, that would have only been a slowly run, lazy single, and now they're turning ones into 2s. So possibly not before time, given that we are in the 11th over.
Do you think with these boundaries in, Murray, that these young blokes of today haven't got as much ticket? Haven't got as much meat on the bat as what you did in your day?
They've got more meat on the bat these days. They're as light as a feather. I picked one up when I was having a look at the wicket, ran into Ryan Mannix, who was having a look at the wicket at the same time as I was, and they're great lumps of timber, and they're as light as a feather. It's unbelievable.
Yes, and
they go a long way. They go a real long way, those bats.
It must be the forearms then.
I'd say not.
Stewart comes in again.
He has bowled well today.
He has bowled extremely well. As his brother, Luke, takes the last ball of the over behind the stumps there.
I'm going to guess that Luke did his bio.
Yeah, I think he did all the bios by the sounds of it. Apparently, Luke Bird is everybody's university's favourite player.
What does Luke Bird think?
Probably thinks the same thing, given that he wrote everything. I'm kidding, no. Big shout out there to the university side who have supplied us with some brilliant information on all the players. The Seagulls versus the Seahorse. So who do you think would win in an actual Seagulls versus Seahorse fight, Murray?
I guess it depends how hungry the Seagull is.
See how many chips he's got from Scratchleys down there. Oh, dangerous there, but a little bit of a misfield. Taking the quick single, as you mentioned, they are starting to put pressure on this university fielding side. Should have probably done this from the outset, Murray.
Yeah, and I guess they certainly need to now. We're into the 12th over, and they are only 54. So if you're looking for a score around 130 to 140 to really put a lot of pressure on university, you need to be doing that.
At the moment, it looks like they're going to be lucky to make the 100 mark, from my reckoning.
And the ball's still doing a bit, though. I mean, Radnich has pitched that ball up. We talk about how he's a better bowler when he pitches the ball up, and the ball is still going a little bit sideways. So maybe 130, 140 could be ultra competitive.
And the umpire there just having a little look at the ball. Radnich with a bit of a problem there, but
too much zinc cream on the one side or something like that.
Is that what they did in your day, Murray?
Never. We were honest players. We never did anything like grow our thumbnail long or anything like that.
Oh, he stepped down the wicket there, but no, he's found the fielder. He absolutely aimed that up, but just couldn't find the gap there, Murray.
No, he did hit it well, but unfortunately straight to the field. If that goes 5 metres either way, that's 4 for sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to look to attack here there. Oh, he's hit that to the field too. He hit it well. He had a bit on it.
He did hit it well. Unlucky there.
Yeah, just looking to open up now, Littlewood.
I think you'll find that's Bailey on strike, but Mark Littlewood's certainly looking to open up as well.
Has he ever opened up to you?
Never had to bowl to him, thankfully.
I mean, off the field, in the rep teams and when you roomed with him.
No. He hadn't quite made it to Newcastle when I gave it away, so it wasn't long. But no, we've never actually toured together.
So you've never spoken heart to heart, is what I was getting at.
Haven't spoken heart to too many of them, actually.
Just
a few practical jokes.
Just 3 o'clock at the Kent when you can't remember. Oh, and he's had a crack at that as well, but again, didn't get too much on it.
Those are the days you used to start dancing, didn't you, Gareth?
Yes.
You're quite a mover, actually.
Yeah,
Ballroom
good
trained and everything.
Yes, former state ballroom dance champion.
Yeah.
Can't remember who my partner was, but that's insignificant because it was all about me. As we get back to the cricket, Murray. Let's bring up that. He's hit that nice and straight as well. The fielder there, open to the task.
And they bowled well again to the fielder.
Radnage is bowling very well to his field, as you mentioned. Score here 2 for 58. We're now into over number 13. So what can Belmont do here, Murray? How do you think they can get themselves out of this slow run rate?
I think they need to chance their luck. I do think they need to. Well, one of the batsmen, because both batsmen now have been batting there a while, one of the batsmen needs to take the ascendancy and look to go over the top. By going over the top, you push the fielders out, and that creates gaps. Now, number one sports ground is a big ground, so you could quite easily turn ones into twos when you've got fielders out in the deep.
Yeah, who do you think the man is to take that on, though?
Well, I think Dan Bailey is starting to hit the ball all right. I think Mark Littlewood, to be honest with you, needs to chance his luck, but he needs to drive the innings as well because there's a lot of pressure on him. So I think Bailey.
They do have wickets in hand, of course, so yeah, definitely getting it over the top and taking a few chances is what's going to get this Belmont side out of a little bit of trouble that they're in. I mean,
yeah, I guess they got Cooper and Mannix to come in next, and they're certainly capable batsmen. So the opportunity to sort of try a few things and build that run rate, they need to do it.
And he's gone for it here, but there's a man out there, and it has gone down his throat, Murray, and that is out.
And I think you'll find that's Daniel Lott again, and he caught the first catch of the innings.
And dropped one, didn't he? Did he not drop that catch before?
No, I think that was another fella. But Dan Bailey did hit that ball well. No sooner had I said Bailey's the one that needs to chance his luck. He's hit the ball well, but he couldn't have found Daniel Lott any better. And that can be an unfortunate thing with the game of cricket.
Yes, as we go now to the Bar TV replay, we'll have a look at it. It was hit pretty well, but yeah, just can't get away from these fielders, can they? The Belmont side just guided that down there,
and fantastic camera work too, Gareth, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. And as we go now to Peter Jolly, who's going to get a little chat with Dan Bailey.
Yes.
New batsman comes to the crease.
As Ray Cooper comes out onto the field as well for Belmont. Mate, how you feeling it out there? It's pretty hot, but is the ball coming onto the bat? The guys are saying that, a bit green out there.
Yeah, it's a bit too paced, I think. The odd one's just bouncing and popping a little bit, and the other one's keeping low, so it's kind of hard to get yourself in and play your shots, big shots anyway, so yeah, it's going to be looking a bit tight, maybe 120, 130 will be good. So,
good on you.
Cheers.
As the batsman crossed and a Littlewood flicks that off his pads there, we'll get two. So the new man in is Ray Cooper, who's down at the moment, the non-striker's end. Do you know much about Ray?
Ray's a capable batsman, known more for his bowling, a nice smooth yet slinging action. Not too dissimilar to Sean Tate in some ways, and I think he'll hit the deck hard as well.
As Littlewood steps down the pitch there and again hits it to ground, but he's called no.
Very good,
2 runs in
very
there.
good piece of fielding there. Very good piece. There should have been 2 run there, and the university fielder restricted it to 1.
It's Cooper now getting his centre mark. Looking to go on the attack straight away, I'd imagine. He's blocked it.
Gareth, we've received a little bit of feedback from some of our listeners. A little bit too blue to put over the over the live streaming, but
we probably won't use that one.
Yeah, but
if you do want to get interactive with us,
yeah.
have a look.
But Kurt, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're enjoying your tea with your family.
Have a look at Bar TV Sports on Twitter, and he has got that into the gap again there too. Was that Courier Kurt that sent that in?
Yes, it was Courier
Kurt.
Kurt.
Favourite
Courier
tweeters.
Kurt from Merriweather.
One of our favourite tweeters, Courier Kurt.
Yeah,
But if you do want to tweet, don't forget at Bar TV Sports or hashtag Bar TV Sports, hashtag UniVBell.
Does Courier Kurt know how to tweet?
I don't know if Courier Kurt knows how to do too much. He might have done that with telepathy, such as the powers of Courier Kurt. But all he would have wanted is his name on air, and he got his name on air, so our job's done, Murray.
No, as long as he's happy, that's all that matters to me, Gareth.
Hard man to make happy. As we're coming in now, 14th over, 3 for 63. Run rate picking up a little bit, but do need to do something. It's Cooper on strike. Oh, he's had a swing at that, and that looked pretty awful, that shot, to be honest.
I thought it might have been close to being wide, but he's got away with it.
Didn't really get the bounce maybe that he expected. As Cooper still getting his eye in. Radnage continuing. He's been pretty tight, Radnage. Oh, he's bowled that one.
It's a nice shot, yeah.
And full, but could get around. No, Stewart's going to head that one off and rip it in. I'll tell you what, he's been pretty outstanding in the field and with the ball, Stewart.
Indeed, and a good piece of fielding, but a nice shot there. Probably backward of point. Picked the gap nicely, but this is what the Belmont boys need to be doing more of going into the final 7 overs.
Oh, that's got to be close, but no, he hasn't given it. Umpire Paul Marjoriebanks might have got a little bit of bat to that one.
You would like to think that he has got some bat to it, otherwise I'm not quite sure what that's missing.
Yes, Peter, down on the boundary. Did you hear a little bit of bat on that one? A little bit of wood.
Gareth, but I've got a score update at the SCG. Australia 6 for 251.
No bat on that shot before, Peter. Oh, he's hit
No,
that
no
nice and
bat.
hard down the ground.
Bat on that, though. That's gone for 4.
Yeah, definitely bat on that. Plenty of wood in that, Peter.
A great effort from skipper Luke Bird there on the boundary. Interesting that we find the skipper fielding it deep mid-on, because that's not usually where the captain fields, but a fantastic effort, but unfortunately he couldn't rein that ball in.
Yeah, both fieldsmen coming around there, but just hit too well there by Littlewood, who now has taken this under his own wing, and he's looking to score freely as he can. Yeah, nice little single there, but easily in.
And it's fair to say that Mark has to drive the innings. He really, it's a real balancing act because he's got to chance his arm because we need to, we being university, need to post a competitive total. Yet he has to drive the innings.
Yeah, it's definitely looking composed though. As Cooper now on strike. Cooper needs to start sort of looking for singles. I feel that he's trying to hit the ball too hard, too early. And that's a better shot.
And this is what Ray Cooper needs to do is to feed Mark Littlewood the strike. As Ray's innings builds, he then goes into his own game.
Still 3 for 71. Into over 15 now. 14 overs gone. 120 now, looking a little bit more possible after that boundary.
Well, 6 overs.
120 is a good. It's a defendable score, isn't it?
Well, 6 overs to go. 8 and over will get you to what 119. I guess that would be competitive. 8 and over with. I mean, they've got 7 wickets in hand. We need to be mindful of, and realistically, it's not within the realms of. It's not impossible. Once I stop getting tongue-tied, is to go at 10 and over.
That's all right, and the wicketkeeper now coming up to the stumps here. Another change of bowler.
Not entirely certain, unless he's got a really long run up to be a spinner. Not entirely certain why the keeper feels the need to keep up at the stumps, because the ball is doing a bit. It is going a little bit sideways, and you only need to get a little tickle on the ball with the bat, and where you would have caught it comfortably standing back, you're not going to get it.
Well, as his bio says, he's the best in the world. Everyone thinks he's the best in the world, Luke Stewart. So let's see if he is the best in the world.
I guess, this could be a good trial for the World Cup. That's coming up in February.
Yes, definitely. Might look to knock out Matty Wade and obviously Haddon.
Yeah, well, that'd be interesting.
Might knock himself out here. Oh, I don't know what that was. It swung a mile though.
Yeah, it's
Tim Prescott here coming back on. So he obviously started with a fair bit of pace, and he's now looking to bowl a bit fuller and with a little bit less on it.
Well, it also tells the batsman that you're not going to expect any short ones either, because if you're going to bowl bouncers, you're going to worry the life out of the wicketkeeper.
Oh, he's had a crack at that, but there's a fieldsman out there, but just falls short. And again, Stewart rips it into his brother, Stewart. That's good feeling by the brothers.
Good arm.
As the wind now just picking up a little bit here, Murray, so
I think it's actually turned around, which is a little bit concerning because I think it's going the way where those rain clouds have come from.
From the south on the Belmont bus. Nice little single there. Might get 2. Oh, bit of a mix-up. Will they get there? Has he got him? Oh, he's in safely there,
Yeah,
but that was close. He didn't want to take the second run there, but his captain came through.
Good running.
Just got it.
Good cricket all round, actually. An excellent piece of fielding. Had to be doing everything right, and almost pulled off the run out there. It is a big ground.
Yeah, just coaxed him into that second run, didn't he? Cooper called it, and Littlewood struggled to get back there. He wanted to stay there for 1.
Yeah, he would have been popular barbecue on the skipper who'd been in there for a while.
I can smell the barbecue from this canteen. So if you're listening there at home, there is, of course, a second inning. So if you want to get down here to Number 1 Sports Ground on a Friday night, get down here. The ground is littered with people everywhere. So there's standing room only at Number 1 Sports Ground. And that's a great shot there. But again, field placement pretty spot on there by Uni. Overthrows though, and that is a costly mistake there.
And Gareth, that comes from putting pressure on the fielders. They've done a great job in forcing a second run. And unfortunately, the university fielders weren't in a position where they could back the ball up, and the square's quite grassy, and it skidded off the grassy square of number 1 Sports Ground, and they stole an extra run.
Yeah, Prescott won't be happy with that. A bowler's never happy with it, are they? Overthrows.
They're not happy with most things. Overthrows, no.
Oh, he's just dabbed that. Obviously, there's singles now. The fielders all out on the boundary. So just picking their mark here, and the run rate picking up as well. 3 for 79 here.
And more feedback from Courier Kurt.
Yeah, again, we can't read that one to you either, but let's just say Courier Kurt is not happy at being singled out on Twitter. But if you do want to join the conversation, it's at Bar TV Sports or hashtag Bar TV Sports for all your grassroots sports action. Of course, you can watch us online, or if you're in the pubs and clubs, tell your publican to get us on and have something different.
And just as a side issue to Courier Kurt, that's not the reason why I was tongue-tied earlier on.
Delete tweet, delete tweet. And here we go now, just a bit of a weather check-up. Great technology here by Bar TV as well, by the way. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't get this on any other network. And it's still floating around that Lake Macquarie, Wallenby area.
Yeah, it's fair to say that it is heading, at this point in time, heading south. So hopefully it can actually finish behind us. So that would be great, given that we've got, at least another hour and a half of cricket.
I hope it absolutely smashes the Central Coast. Of course, we did cover the Central Coast Sevens, and I tell you what, it was a hot couple of days. So I tell you what, Wyong absolutely needs the rain out there. If you are listening to us out there, Central Coast Sevens, can't wait to do it again next year for Bar TV Sports.
And as we saw, we just through running twos and that overthrow and what have you, we've just got 9 off that over, Gareth.
Yeah, good over, and that's up in the air, but oh, he's come around. I didn't think he was going to get around, but he showed surprising pace there. That's his 3rd catch of the game, and I tell you what, he is Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, isn't he, Murray?
And he's about to jump over a candlestick. He's done fantastically well there. They've got the prize wicket of Mark Littlewood. And, yeah, that's a fantastic grab. That's his 3rd for the afternoon.
Yeah, Daniel Odd.
Nothing odd about him, is there?
Nothing at all. I bet he hasn't got that before either, Murray. In his life, in his whole life, I bet he's never got that line thrown at him.
I think his nickname's actually Oddie.
Yeah, we're just going to go to the replay now, and Pete Jolly's going to get ready on the sidelines to interview the captain, and it's just gone straight up in the air, top edge, and easy as you like for Bill Oddie. He actually reminds me a little bit of Bill Oddie, to be honest, as we go now to Pete Jolly, the boundary rider.
Yeah, down here with the captain. Mate, I guess, just got to go leather and tongue in the last dying overs.
Yeah, mate, we're going hard from now on. It's not really, it doesn't feel like an easy wicket to slog on at the moment. It's a little bit too pace. There's a couple sort of kicking a bit, a couple skidding through. But yeah, mate, 120 would be good from here. That's another 6, 8 and over or something like that would be good. So, yeah, see how we go. Disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, would you say it's a typical number 1 sports... Oh, he's bowled him. So he's on his hat-trick.
Mate, no, I've definitely played on better, put it that way. No, if this is typical, if they've got to... Yeah, no. No.
No worries.
I'll leave it there.
Good on you.
Yeah, no worries.
For it. Okay, another wicket falling.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Pete Jolly. In the thick of the action for Bar TV Sports, and another wicket falls there. I believe it's Ray Cooper, so get yourself for another interview, Pete. You're busy now. The wickets are falling. The runs are coming. This is an exciting match now coming down to the last 4 overs. I tell you what, he played all over that, didn't he, Murray?
Absolutely, and that's devastating for the Belmont side. They've lost the 2 batsmen that were in within 2 balls. We find ourselves on a hat trick the next time this bowler gets to actually bowl, and that's momentum lost big time.
Yes, and we won't get an interview there because Pete Jolly was absolutely brushed by Cooper, who's filthy at himself for getting out this late stage of the innings. And here we go to the replay. And he has just clean bowled him there and just not looking at the ball.
I would say that's not good batting, Gareth. Just at a time that you need to consolidate, and he needs to drive the innings, he goes and plays a cross-bat shot, which hits off stump.
And the uni side over in the The Uni supporters over in the far corner are absolutely pumping their side up now. We've got Ryan Mannix in.
Yeah, and Tyler
Clark.
Clark. Well, Tyler Clark has just survived the hat-trick ball from James Maloney. So we're into the fourth ball, and there's only been one run off the over and 2 wickets.
Yeah, the Uni crowd pumping up for that hat-trick ball. Didn't eventuate though, and they'll get an easy single there. Just rotating the strike early on.
This is going to make it difficult for the Belmont players. Ryan Mannix can hit a long ball. He's a solidly built human being, and they will be relying on Ryan to actually get a few big ones.
Oh, he's had a swing at that. Probably not the right shot. Needs to rotate the strike, as Murray mentioned. Massive air swing there. I tell you what, the atmosphere here now is absolutely electric coming into these last couple of overs.
The university supporters have really come into their own. Probably they've been there an hour now, a couple of syrups, and away they go.
Oh, he's called him. It's going to be trouble if he hits, but no. The throw is just a little bit wide, and it's overthrows now, so Mannix calls him through, and a little bit of a rush of blood here, but...
I think that was from Luke Bird who threw that. Didn't necessarily need to throw the ball. I think the batsman was going to make his ground, but anyway, it's only a run.
Yeah, I think they're in a pretty dominant position here, the Uni side, so...
Indeed, and as we talked about 9 being scored off the previous over, we see ourselves where only 3 runs have been scored, and as we know, with the loss of 2 wickets, it's really set Belmont back.
As Bird now comes back on to bowl.
Belmont are 5 for 83.
5 for 83 here, as you may have heard over the loudspeaker at the ground. Bird bringing himself on to bowl, just switching his field round, calling a couple in. A little bit more attacking here, Murray.
Yeah, they're trying to restrict the Belmont batsmen to as few as they can.
Oh, has he got bat on that? No, he hasn't. I thought I heard a little sound there. Just playing these cross bat shots when really he needs to just bunt this ball down and rotate the strike, doesn't he?
And I think that's why University have gone on, well, it's fair to say the attack. They've only got 4 fielders out. Actually, no, it's fair to say they've got 5 fielders out and ring the field up.
Yeah, there's a run in that, and Mannix.
Mainly offside heavy, though, so it's fairly evident that Luke Bird's going to bowl, or aiming to bowl one side of the wicket. And I think you'll find, given that there's the mid-off is up, he's probably going to bowl a little bit shorter outside off stump, and because he's got a deep third man and a deep cover.
Oh, straight to the fielder. Looks like he's got his eye in. I can't wait to see him wind up. This is who you want in here at the death, don't you? You want someone like Mannix who can certainly hit a ball. Certainly doesn't look like he wants to run, that's for sure. Bird striding in. Ooh. Just misses the outside edge there as they go through there for buys. They all count though.
Yeah, a slight mix-up of his pace and had the batsman sort of guessing where it was going.
Yeah, Clark here needs to play nice and straight, doesn't he, Murray?
Indeed.
Oh, he's thrown that back at him. Probably unnecessary.
Again, not entirely certain why that ball needs to be thrown. Only needs to hit the stump and there's runs to be taken. Hits the batsman. Well, that doesn't make anyone happy, does it?
Except the bowler deep down inside. Oh, that's up in the air. Coming around, but no, it's going to fall in between the fielders there. The little pop lob shot. Probably practices that one at training out at Belmont, out at Carl Oval.
Yes, indeed. He's given Belmont good service over the years, though. Ryan was playing when, well, I think he was playing first grade probably around early 2000, so it's 14 years later, and he's still belting the ball around.
Yeah, definitely a good stint in top grade in any of the sports. As we come now, it's 5 for 87 into over number 18. He's had a big swing at that, and they'll get another single here. So probably looking for about that 110 mark at the moment. On track for about 110 if they can't start hitting some boundaries.
Which means that they're going to have to bowl particularly well and particularly early on when it's their turn to bowl.
Oh, he's had a massive swing at that one and comes up with nothing. But I tell you what, his backswing started when the bowler was onto his second step.
And that ball has really taken off. Again, I'm not quite sure why the wicketkeeper wants to keep up with the stumps, other than apparently that he's very, very good. But he should be standing back.
And he's got hold of that one, but no, Bird comes around and takes an easy catch. And that's a pretty poor shot, to be honest.
Well, I guess
Thought he found the gap, but he didn't.
I guess Tyler Clark has had to throw caution to the wind. We are into the 18th over, and I think it's fair to say that they need at least more than 100 to remain competitive in the contest. And unfortunately, didn't quite hit the ball out of the middle of the bat and found the fielder.
Yeah, as we go now to the replay, we'll watch it right here, and it's a shorter ball there.
And you'll see it hit the splice of the bat, didn't quite get onto it, and found Luke Bird.
Yeah, comes around. He absolutely swoops on that Bird, doesn't he?
Well, very good, Gareth, but unfortunately didn't throw the ball at the stumps this time.
As we go now down to Pete. Let's hope Pete can get an interview this time. Be nice, Peter.
I'll try to be, mate. Haven't quite cracked 100 yet. Do you think it's a competitive total? Do you think you still need a few more runs on the board into the dying overs?
Hoping for a few big overs to finish off here, really. It's just the plan, really, now, just to have a bit of a crack at it like that.
Coming back for two.
Hopefully these two can bat for close to the rest of it anyway, with a few runs. Bit too pace, so 110's probably defendable.
Alrighty.
Well, yeah.
If you bowl well, that's the key.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Good luck. Thanks, mate.
Yes, and as we just heard from Peter, Mannix flicking the ball and looking to open up now. That's a good ball there.
Yeah, it's a good take too. Maybe he is a good keeper, but he's just taken the ball. He's just caught the ball away from the grill of his helmet. And given the batsman's batting in his crease, he might be batting in his crease if he was standing back, but oh dear, I get nervous for these blokes at times.
A catch is a catch, though, and I'll tell you what, that's another good single there. Just rotating the strike nicely is Mannix. He's going to retain the strike for this, what is the 19th over? 6 for 91. I tell you what, this uni side may just get them under 100 here, Murray.
Well, it'll be quite an achievement. I talked about grass being on the wicket, but it certainly is a flat strip. The outfield's fantastic. The infield, the boundary is in, and at the same time, there's still plenty of gaps. So they've done really, really well.
Ooh, Bird comes in. I tell you what, that was a little bit sharper than his last over. He's really hurled that one down the pitch, hasn't he?
It's fair to say that he's bowling that length that makes the batsman want to hit the ball square of the wicket. He's certainly not bowling in the block hole, no half volleys, because if he does, he has no protection over extra cover and deep mid off.
Oh, another swing and a miss here. They all count as dots, don't they?
And I think it's important for Ryan Mannix, rather than take the swing, to try and get bat to ball. And then try and force those ones into twos, because if you're taking swings and missing the ball, you're not getting anything.
We might see that right here, or we might see another hit and hope by Mannix. Oh, he's dived for that. It was in the air. Might get all the way, but no, the outfield, a little bit slow, actually. I thought it would have been a little bit quicker than what it's been today, Murray.
He didn't hit all that well.
expect them at number one to run all the way to the fence, don't you? Back in your day.
No.
The grass was short and so were the haircuts.
And the mullet back in the 90s.
Yuck. He's just chipped that one over, and that'll be another easy single. There's the wicketkeeper there calling for the ball, not the actual batsman. I think they were pretty safe in assuming that they were only going to run one. Not testing the arm. I'll tell you what, this uni side's been very, very sharp in the field, haven't they, Murray?
Very disciplined. Held their catches. There's only been the one difficult chance gone down. And even though you were hard on him, I thought it would have been a screamer.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have been a screamer, but you've got to catch screamers. Ooh, he's looked to dab that away and just beats the edge.
And again, it would have been just great to get back to ball there, whether it's down to third man, whether it's just wide of the keeper. You've got to turn that into runs.
Oh, that's another nice ball, but nicely guided there.
And he's done well. He's got bat to ball, so they're actually getting runs on the board.
But unfortunately,
another
it's over.
tidy over, yeah.
And they've swapped the strike over, so really they want Mannix up the other end in what is going to be the last over. There's NDCA Universe Belmont 2020 fixture. It's the first innings. Belmont at the crease. It's 6 for 95.
Belmont 6 for 95.
6 for 95, so...
I'm going to say that you sound more entertaining than the ground announcer, Gareth.
Don't be silly. The ground announcer is doing a bang-up job here, Murray. Oh, and he's got a nick away, and that might go all the way to the fence. No, it doesn't. It's going to pull up again. They'll get two, though. Nice little start to the over. Bit of luck going Belmont's way. Could have pushed for three maybe even there and got Mannix on strike.
Well, I certainly need to put pressure on the opposition.
Maloney. And again, that's a nice single. Mannix will be on strike, so what do you do? 4 balls remaining, Murray. You're up that end. What are you going to be doing? I mean, you're probably about the same size as Mannix. Same sort of batsman.
No, I stood next to Ryan at the square when we had a look at the pitch, and he's a little bit taller than me.
He is.
He's about 6'2".
And he's had a crack at that, and that's going to go all the way down to third man.
Didn't quite get hold of that one, Ryan Mannix. I think he was looking for the gap over the top of Luke Bird, I'd say, at cover there, into the vacant area.
Oh. That'll be leg buys. Or did he get back to that?
No, he's giving it runs.
He's giving it runs. And that's their 100 in their last over. Couple of balls remaining now.
You've just got to give it Larry Dooley now, Gareth.
Yeah, James Maloney is keeping it very tight in this last over. He's had a crack. It's gone down the ground. They're going to have to push for 2, will they? Yes. Oh, no, they didn't. Could have got 2 there. Should have got 2 there, Murray.
Indeed. Is the pressure over? Courier Kurt has responded to my mullet comment and also reflect on the fact that I used to wear a sawn-off shirt.
What do you mean used to? I've seen you gallivanting down at Dixon Park and you
in the sawn-off flannel.
Sawn-off shirt. No shirt underneath. And he's had a crack at that, and he's coming around, and that is going to be out.
Another piece of good fielding, yes.
A good catch there, and that's what we've been looking to see. 6 for 101. 7 for 101. And that is the end of the first innings. And I tell you what, that was a great catch to end a great piece of fielding, a great first innings there by the uni team in the field, Murray.
Yeah, Gareth, they have done a fantastic job in the field. The bowlers have bowled to their field. They've supported their captain by bowling a terrific line and length, a very miserly line and length. and as a consequence, they're only chasing 100, which I think may not be enough.
We'll just go down to Peter, who's down on the boundary rider today, Peter Jolly. Peter, now, if you can get one of these uni players coming off and just get us to talk through what they've been doing at training, I'll tell you what, they were very impressive in the field with the ball, keeping it very tight and restricting this Belmont side to 7 for 101, which is hopefully the uni side, they're going to probably be pretty confident they can get that score. As the uni guys are coming off now. Looking very confident.
Mate, can I get
I've had a go already. I've had a go.
Yeah, they're all shy. We might just have a quick... Mate, can we just grab a quick word? Mate, you must have been very happy with that. 101, fairly good. You restricted them fairly well.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I think it's probably 20, 30 under par, so hopefully we can get in there and knock them off.
Yeah, what have you been doing in the off-season? I mean, a lot of good fielding out there and a lot of good bowling today.
Just drinking a lot of beers, a bit of Christmas ham. I think it always helps with the fielding.
Yeah, it's definitely paid off.
I'll give it a good go.
Alrighty then, well, good luck with the, rundown and see if you can come away with it.
Cheers, thank you.
Back to you, Gareth.
Thanks very much, Peter, and no doubt Michael Odd has been into a bit too much Christmas cheer, but I tell you what, it didn't affect his feeling. Daniel Odd, Bill Oddie as we like to call him in the commentary box, and we're going to go now to the replay of that final catch as we look at the uni supporters in the foreground. As hit up in the air. I tell you what, he did very well to get around to that, didn't he?
He did cover the ground well, and he's taken a terrific catch. And they're chasing 102. I tend to think they should be able to do that, but I guess Belmont hold the key with the new hard rock on a grassy wicket. If they can snare 2 or 3 early wickets, it could get the university batsmen a little bit jittery, Gareth.
Now, do you think we'll be going home early, Murray? Do you think they'll get that within the 20? 101, I mean.
I think it'll go either way. I think they'll get rissoled for less than the score in less than the overs, or the university batsmen will make it in about 16 or 17.
Yeah, because it is one of those. It is a score 102 they've got to get, but they could be a little bit too confident and go out and try and get it in 10 overs and find themselves six for not much. And
absolutely, and Belmont have a little bit of speed up front. Mark Littlewood, as you mentioned before, will be opening the bowling. I'd be surprised if the other bloke wasn't Ray Cooper, and Ryan Mannix has been very handy over the years as well. So they've actually got a good bowling lineup, but I guess 101. They could well be ruining the fact that they didn't get 130, 140.
Yeah, definitely. 130 was there to be got, wasn't it? At the start of the game, you had a look at there in the pitch. How do you think the pitch, it's obviously only 2020. Do you think it's going to hold up and keep that green top? It's lovely out there at the moment.
Very much so, and that's where the Belmont bowlers have to attack while the ball is hard and snare some wickets. Otherwise, I think it'll be a university victory.
We're going to go now to the dismissals in the first innings and just talk our viewers through them out there for Bar TV. Of course, we are streaming live around the world and in your pubs and clubs. And as we go through the first wicket here, and that's just gone straight up in the air. And this is the first of Odd's catches. And I tell you what, wasn't an odd way of catching that one. He swallowed that, didn't he?
He did it easy. And that was the first of his 3, and he looked comfortable in all of them.
That was a slight nick. Good bowling, good line and length.
Yeah, Chris Whittock tried to hit the ball into next week and got a nick, and the rest was history.
Yeah, as you said, they set him up pretty well there, and Odd takes that one down on the boundary.
And Dan Bailey hit that ball well.
And again, this one goes up, and Odd comes around again.
Covered
like
good ground.
Gazelle.
Yeah, covered good ground to get the prize wicket of Littlewood.
And here's where the wicket started to crumble, didn't he? He played all over.
He sort of had a bit of a brain explosion there.
And again, Bird soars around to catch that one. And here we go for the last wicket of the day. And that's right up in the air, hitting the top edge. And again, another good piece of fielding there.
It was a good piece of fielding and pretty much typified the way the university boys did conduct themselves.
We're going to take a quick break now. Thanks for tuning in. A word from our sponsors, of course, the Commonwealth Bank, Kingsgrove Sports, Newcastle Herald, where we're streaming on live South, and Jez Webb as well. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back after a short word from our sponsors.
Real guys, real sport, Bar TV.
Doc's Pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.
Welcome back, everybody, now for the coverage of the NDCA 2020 midweek and weekend evening competition. The two sides today, Belmont Cricket Club versus University of Newcastle Cricket Club. The score is, in the first innings, Belmont posted 7 for 101, so University will be chasing 102 to win. And as our much esteemed commentator here, Murray Christie, mentioned, 102 could go either way, Murray.
It could, but early wickets are vital, Gareth. Early wickets are vital. University, if they're, I can make a bold prediction that if they're none for 30 or 40 after about 5 or 6 overs, this game could be all over.
Yes, definitely. And Littlewood looks like he's going to open the bowling as he promised at the start of the coverage. If we can go down to Pete Jolly now to get the vibe of what was said down at the change of innings. Peter, how's everyone feeling down there?
Exactly what they do need to do, but they're optimistic that they might be able to knock it over by the 12th, 13th over. So fairly good vibes in the side. Let's see if they can do it.
Now, Peter, how is it down there? Everyone's been receptive to you?
Yeah, except one bloke. But yeah, no, everyone's great. They're really getting behind the coverage, and fair few viewers on the Bar TV network, and what a way to start the summer of 2015.
And of course, the Bar TV network streaming all around the world. Newcastle, of course. We've had viewers online overseas at the moment as we come in for the first ball of the innings from Mark Littlewood. And that's blocked away nicely there. Luke Stewart opening the batting and taking the first ball. He's out there with Bird, who is of course the captain. And this University side looking to chase down a score, as we mentioned, of 101. And this is good tight bowling from the outset. The batter's just getting a feel for the game. Littlewood looks pretty sharp. And as our expert Tater comes up the stairs to join us now. I don't know where he's been. Probably signing autographs, I'd imagine. Oh, he's chipped that one up, and no, they'll get a quick single. That's good running from the outset by the University side.
I think it's fair to say that the University boys have made their intentions felt early by putting pressure on the fielding team.
Yes, and how was the crowd down there, Murray?
Oh, it's bulging. It's bulging.
Coming all the way up those steps, you look a little bit puffed.
It's about 10 steps.
Yeah, the crowd is actually building here. Great initiative here by the NDCA to have these twilight games, Murray.
He's an ideas man, Ivan Spurds. I used to work with him 1,000 years ago.
I'm sure he would probably confirm that you didn't do much work and he carried you. A nice little ball there by Littlewood and just blocked out of the block hole there by Bird.
Not sure hard work will ever kill Ivan either.
Well, I don't know how you can say that because you've just commended him for the work he's done here, and then in the next sentence...
I just said he's an ideas man. I didn't say he's a workaholic.
If you're listening in, feel free to tweet in your disdain at Murray Christie's commentary.
He's a nice bloke.
He's called that a wide, just going down leg side there. A little bit loose, Littlewood, in his first over.
And that's one thing that we didn't see from the University bowlers. Very few, if any at all, actually went down the leg side. They bowled very disciplined line and length.
Yes, our producer, Josh, confirming that there was 1 or 2 wides. A couple of no balls, a couple of extras. And that's up in the air. Bird has hit that high. Who's going to get it? Who's calling it? And that is caught and bowled by Littlewood. And he'll be very disappointed with that, the University captain, Bird.
Yeah, interesting. Well, this is what we were talking about in the preliminary prior to University batting, in that a couple of early wickets could make things really, really interesting.
Yes, and we'll see if Pete Jolly can have a little chat with the captain. He won't be happy with that, so I don't really like your chances, Peter, but give it a crack anyway.
I wouldn't back him with counterfeit money.
I wouldn't back him with Monopoly money. That wasn't mine. Let's see how he goes. This is interesting. No, he's just giving him the cold shoulder. How was it, Peter?
Wink and set sail towards the dressing shed. So, yeah, he's not very happy at all, Mr. Captain. So, yeah, another one comes out. I think that's Grant Stewart.
Yeah, Grant Stewart, the number 6, coming out to bat. The man with the big feet, Peter.
Yeah, size 13. So
you're a shoe man, Peter. Where would he get his shoes from?
Mathers, 20% sale this week. Go get them. Here they come from the Union End.
Yeah, nice first up shot there.
Well,
good over there.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, Gareth, after 1 over, Belmont were none for 2. University find themselves 1 wicket down for the same score.
This game's anyone then, Murray.
Well, at this stage it is, yeah.
As Grant Stewart comes out, the all-rounder, bowled very, very well, bowled very tight. Let's see how he goes with the bat. I tell you what, he's rated quite well by this University side. The Ford man, so let's see if he can get his motor running here.
Goes by the nicknames Stricko, Brownie or Megatron.
Megatron, the Decepticon. Maybe because he's deceptively quick between the wickets, apparently as well.
He might sell them at best and less in his part-time role.
What, Transformers?
Yeah.
More than meets the eye, I tell you what. He could be more than meets the eye. Could even be a robot in disguise, Murray. I can see him turning into a mauve helicopter or something.
Well, I don't know about you, but I watch Terminator. It's highly possible.
Tell you what, we're talking Transformers, Murray. You've got to get your sci-fi right. Terminator's a whole new beast. As he's looking around, Stewart, looking where he's going to hit the ball. I'm told by very good authorities, he can hit the ball, so I say he's going to go after this one. And that's a wide there, first ball.
Yeah, Ray Cooper will have to bowl that one again.
Yeah. Slung that one, didn't he? As you mentioned, he's a slinger.
And it'd be good if he could actually get on song fairly quickly, because the pressure is on the Belmont boys to snare a few early wickets, and well, who knows?
Cooper coming in now. Ooh, just drops that one down, and good running there by the Uni side. They're looking to run Uni, which is what I like to see.
Interestingly enough, they've got the slip in. I tend to think, Gareth, that I've got no problems with the third man being down there, but I think you'll find that the cover fielder or the point fielder need to be a lot closer to the batsman in order to he's back on, like, that point fielder is back on the 30-metre circle. He's not going to cut off a quick single at any stage. Even if you were running between the wickets, Gareth.
I'll tell you what. Oh, that's bounced up. A little bit of nip in that one there by Cooper, and just caught him looking, didn't he?
Yeah, and while the ball's hard, they're taking full advantage of it. This doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Yeah, well, maybe while the ball's hard, maybe that's why the men are a little bit. They did bat on the wicket, and it has got a bit of run in that circle, hasn't it? So maybe they're thinking they won't drop down too much and we'll carry on, and maybe looking for the run out. You don't play for run outs, I know that, Murray.
No, indeed, but I think one of those three fielders on the offside needs to be closer to the batter. And I guess that depends largely on what Ray Cooper's going to bowl. If he's going to bowl a full length, well, obviously cover and mid-off need to be a little bit deeper, and therefore point can be up a little. If he's going to bowl shorter, you could move cover up.
As we come in now. That's a nicely placed shot, but yeah, you're right. Fielder well placed down there.
So he's bowling that slightly shorter length, so therefore you can afford to bring cover in a little bit. Certainly play point back a little bit deeper in case they get the cut shot happening, but yeah. So if you look at the fielder, which is standing in front of those blue cars there on the Parry Street end, he needs to come in about 5 or 10 metres.
And be more in front of the batsman, do you think, Murray?
Yes.
Like
Get in the batsman's face, absolutely.
just talking to him.
Not talking to them, just making sure that they know that there's no single there.
Just saying, hit it
Sledging is wrong.
Just saying, hit it at me. For all the kids out there, don't sledge. You've heard it first from our cricketing expert, Murray Christie. And of course, if you are watching live on the Newcastle Herald, which is streaming us at the moment, feel free to tweet into @BarTV Sports and, of course, the Newcastle Herald Sport as well. Of course, our esteemed colleague, Josh Leeson, unfortunately working tonight. He's got deadlines to make. If you're out there, Josh, give us a tweet. That's another good over, 1 for 6 now, coming in to the third over.
After 2 overs, University 1 for 6.
And again, I beat the ground announcer to the score, Murray.
Oh, indeed.
He's lagging.
Oh, and yeah. And you've got a little bit more character in your tone as well, which has been evident all game thus far, Gareth.
Exemplary. As Stewart now, the rev head, loves Bathurst, was up there on the hill this year in the mountain, I'd imagine.
He would have been there a long time. The race didn't finish until about 7 o'clock after all the stoppages. He'd have been as full as a tick.
How does a tick get full?
Don't know, but it's a nice term.
Full as a leech?
I guess.
I don't know. Not saying he was or is, as he
mightn't drink.
That's exactly right. Might have been the designated driver at Bathurst.
He'd have been busy as all get up if he was driving the safety car.
He could have been he could have been the drinker's equivalent of the pace car. Just pacing himself. As he just bats that one down. Littlewood into his second over now.
And could it be possible that the university batsmen are just not taking any risks against Mark Littlewood?
Yeah, I'd imagine they probably just want to see him out. And that's up in the air. That's over the fielder, is it? And that is over. One bounce, 4 runs, and that's a good shot taking him on, the captain, Littlewood.
Certainly.
Stewart, we've been told he can hit them, and he certainly did hit that. It went high in the air, lost sight of it from the commentary box here.
It did go a long way in the air, and for a moment I thought that the mid-on fielder was going to get back, but he had enough on it, and it turns out a real good hit.
Yeah, he's just pushed him back now. Brought fine leg up. Ooh.
But the pleasing thing is, if we can pan a little bit wider, you'll notice that the offside field is still there, putting pressure on the batsman, and that's a positive step from Mark Littlewood. He's put a bit of protection there at mid on to make sure that they can catch the catch, but there's plenty of fielders there on the one.
Well, that's a nice shot, but no, they've got fielders in place to cut off the single still. Obviously in the power play at the moment, the Belmont side, as we see a nice bit of sunshine come over the field, the shadows.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like that storm is going to
we'll
come anywhere near us.
No, we'll get the game in tonight, Gareth. There won't be any problem, and I think it might actually go behind us.
All the way down to the north shore of Sydney, I hope. Because I'm still on holidays, by the way, Murray, so...
Plenty of sunshine and frolicking in the water.
That's right. You can tell by my albino-like tan. My moon tan. I'm an avid sunscreen wearer and always slip, slop, slap. As we all should out there.
You're more the spray tan sort of person, aren't you, Gareth?
Yeah. Let's not go through that story. What goes on tour stays on tour, Murray. But I tell you what, 3 coats of spray tan is hard to get off. Littlewood just having a little bit of a stall there, having a rethink of his field, sending the man back. Oh, he's got that one through the gap, and that was the shot he was looking for.
And I guess this puts Mark Littlewood as we reach the end of the third over. What is Mark Littlewood going to do? Is he going to save himself until the money overs, or have an extra over to put pressure on?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's, as you said, he's the experienced bowler out there. As we look at the weather, and it's just floating around there on the Bar TV weather chart, not coming anywhere near us. Cessnock's absolutely copying it though. Wallenby, I'd hate to be out there at Dr. Jerd's.
This is not good for the wine picking season. I don't think they need too much rain this time of year.
Yeah, true. Of course, if you are listening out there at the vineyards, we appreciate your patronage to Bar TV, and that's nicely guided down there. And the danger man Stewart now on strike. 2 brothers batting together. It is, of course, Luke Stewart, who...
in the green helmet, yep.
Yes, he's the wicket keeper. And Grant Stewart, who's facing the next ball. The number 6 on his back. I tell you what, they love batting with each other. We've been given the bios and the information, and they can really build a good partnership here, Murray.
Absolutely, and they could really put the grab the bull by the horns and take the ascendancy. Grant Stewart's bowled particularly well, done a fantastic job for his captain, and he could cap off an all-round performance here.
Yeah, for mine, his fielding was exemplary as well. For mine, he will win the Bar TV Player of the Match if he keeps it up. Oh, he's had a swipe at that one.
Well, he's going to bowl that one again.
That is a wide though. I don't know. I thought that was a little bit harsh on the Belmont bowler there, Cooper. And that's up there, and that's caught. That's easy. He's hold out there. Stewart just didn't time that very well, did he, Murray?
No, he's. I dare say it's come off up near the splice or the shoulder of the bat. He's found mid on, and dare I say it, Gareth, University are under pressure here.
Yeah, definitely, and thanks everyone for tuning in now for this second innings for Bar TV. Obviously, a lot of people tuned into the test, which saw Australia at stumps 6 for 251. So really got on with it there. As we look at the replay, and I tell you what, it just crept up on him, that ball there.
Yeah, it got big on him. It's hit the splice of the bat, and he's found mid on. And University under pressure. Yeah,
thanks for that.
This
yeah,
is a pretty good game as we go to Pete Jolly.
Mate, unfortunately, not just off the meat of the bat.
Nah, didn't get it real well, but yeah, just trying to play my natural game out there. So yeah, it's bowling across the seam, so a bit of uneven bounce there, but just a shit shot really.
Yeah, how is the wicket at this stage of the day?
Yeah, it's not too bad. And as I said, he's bowling across the seam, so he's playing for the uneven bounce there, but just need to play through the V, which I didn't do. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, new batsman in, Matthew Gawthorpe. Certainly an animated Grant Stewart there. Thanks for the interview again, Peter Jolly, the boundary rider down there. Not impressed by that shot, certainly. Ooh, he's just got the edge, but that's poor piece of fielding there by the Belmont side.
Yeah, the University batsman forced the hand and put pressure on the fielder, and they managed to steal an extra run as a consequence.
Yeah, Stewart saying that the bowlers, Ray Cooper, at the moment bowling across the seam, so just playing with that uneven bounce out there, so just mistimed that last shot. Didn't really... The first one carried up on him and the second one didn't come through as he expected, then the third one bounced up again. Very cagey, one might say.
Indeed, and it's interesting that Ray Cooper is bowling the ball using the ball across the seam. One can only hope that he's not doing that every ball, because the last thing bowlers need is the ball coming back to them with chunks out of it, and that's what usually happens if the ball doesn't hit the seam.
Yeah, definitely getting interactive with everyone out there in internet land, of course, in your pubs and clubs across New South Wales, indeed, and across the world. So if you'd like to tweet in, of course, the players, we'd like to thank them as well for giving up their time when they get out or get in. And he's called that a
ball.
Buy. No ball.
No ball.
And that's a free hit. The lasso comes out by the umpire. And we're going to see something spectacular here, hopefully. Yeah, so again, the shout out goes to all the players who are taking part in this NDCA 2020 competition, making themselves available for the commentary and for the coverage the Bar TV is providing at the moment. Free hit now. And he's gone for it, and that's a good shot, but it's not going to make it to the fence. It's going to stop in the outfield. They're going to run two. Probably could have pushed for three, but content with just the 2 runs there. And that'll be over. 2 for 19 here, coming into the 5th over. What's the comparison here, Murray?
Yeah, well, after at the completion of the 4th over, as the ground announcer talks over us, Belmont were 1 for 15. University find themselves 2 for 19. So this game is very close at this stage.
Yeah, definitely, and it shows. I mean, your predictions at the start of the match. The wind has died down, though. But I guess that green top still playing havoc, and a bit of a regular bounce from the batsman coming off the field, off the pitch.
Well, it's certainly not a feather bed, and both sides have sort of worked that out fairly quickly in both innings. It's not an easy pitch, and the early prediction of a 140, dare I say, it was off the mark.
Yeah, definitely. Bowling change now.
Interesting in the Test match, while we're in between overs, that Australia amassed 6 for 251, only off 40 overs.
Yeah, definitely good going.
That's a bit over 6 and over, Gareth.
I'll tell you what, I believe this is Whittick bowling. Oh, he has a swipe at that, and has he got him? No. Umpire hand stays down. Everyone jumps up out there. Pretty confident that they got it, but no, if we can take a look at the replay,
yeah, it
it
was a very confident shout, Gareth, and the players do look a little dismayed.
Yeah, unfortunately, our Snicko's down on the hot spot is just too hot at the moment, so we'll just go to the replay to see if we can pick something up. It's slowed down for you at home. He has a swipe. Ooh, could have just caught the toe of the bat.
Toe of the bat.
Oh, nice full length here by Whittick.
That would have been a very useful wicket. 3 for 19.
Oh, just backs that down, finds the gap well. Matthew Gawthorpe is out there. He's up the other end, obviously.
So Luke Stewart has worked that ball for 2. Survived a very confident appeal. Up here we're thinking toe of the bat. But Paul Marjoriebanks is in a far better spot than we are, and he adjudicated it no.
Tell me, Murray, if you feel, are you a walker or a non-walker?
Non-walker. Any day of the week. No, that's actually ricocheted off the bowler. Just missed the umpire. But no, non-walker, Gareth. I always had this theory that the law of averages generally balance themselves out eventually.
Yeah, fair enough. There you go. Heard it first from our cricket expert, a non-walker.
Well, the NDCA umpires are getting paid about $60, $70 a day. You might as well let them make the decision.
Gee, that's more than you.
Easy.
Now, we've got a tweet in here from Frankie Walsh. They've got a question for you, Murray. Who are you backing from here? Belmont versus Uni.
Well, I guess Frankie, and thank you for your Twitter, but a tweet. But I guess if that wicket had fallen, my money would have been on Belmont. But I'd have to stick with Uni at this point in time, Frankie.
There you go, Frankie. Question answered. If you want to get in contact with us, of course, get on Twitter at @BarTVSports. Hashtag #BarTVSports for any of your comments. And that's a pretty good over there. 2 for 23. We're into over number 6 now.
And interestingly enough, Gareth, Belmont were 1 for 20 at the same time. Yeah, so I guess getting back to Frankie, I've said Uni, but nothing would surprise.
Yeah, what about the depth of this university side? I mean, Major, he's obviously one to watch.
Jesse
Maloney.
Major, Daniel Odd gives the ball a touch-up. Liam McKechnie.
Maloney, they've got massive raps on him. He's young. He's come from the country. A couple of seasons in now. And again, we thank Josh Leeson, who's hard at work in at the Newcastle Herald. Of course, we're streaming live on the Newcastle Herald. Josh, thanks for getting everyone involved and getting to watch this run chase. They need 102 runs. I'll tell you what, keep watching this because there might be a story here because it's going to be a very, very tight finish.
Hope Josh isn't working too hard. I hope his day is nearly over by now, Gareth.
I'd say he works into the night with a big Saturday Newcastle Herald edition, which definitely my favourite paper for a Saturday morning read and a coffee.
Oh, and the Weekender. Fantastic. You can't go past it.
Of course, we're getting a load of tweets in now. Barry Jenkins is telling us to get into the players and have a go. It's 2020. I'll tell you what, Barry, if I had direct access to the players, but we'll get Peter Jolly to maybe get into the crowd there and rev them up, rev the players up. I'm sure they'll be happy with that. But thanks again for tweeting in, Barry. Oh, he's advanced there, looking to take him on, but...
Bowling very tight lines and, yeah, very difficult to get away. You can sense that there's a little bit of a feeling of pressure on the University batsman, and another wicket here would make things very, very interesting.
Oh, he's hooked that one, but there's a man down deep. There's a pretty good shot off his toes and reduces them to a single, but I tell you what, he reacted well to that one, and that's a lovely looking pull shot there.
He has played it well, but a nice piece of ground fielding by the fine leg fielder as well, and good arm. We'll say about the Belmont cricketers, a number of Belmont cricketers through the years have been played baseball as well, and they've always had fantastic throwing arms.
Oh, he's dabbed that one. He's hit it in relatively the same spot, but it was in the air that time. Just guided it off his pads.
And this being the last over of the power play, Captain Mark Littlewood will be very keen to see the back end of this power play over, so he can move his fielders around.
And he's advanced on that, taking advantage of the power play, and that's a 4, and that's a cracking shot. For mine, that's the shot of the day.
That's a terrific pull shot by Gawthorpe, and he basically waited for it and virtually caressed it to the boundary. It was a terrific pull shot, that.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the power play, and I'll tell you what, he certainly took advantage of these last couple of remaining balls and advanced down the wicket and just absolutely hooked it into the fence. Yeah, he's just finding his feet here, isn't he?
Bowling a little bit short at the moment, Gareth, and although that was outside off stump, so he hit it to a fielder. I don't know if you probably do better to pitch the ball up a little bit and let the wicket and the seam do the work.
Yeah, 2 for 29 here.
At the end of the power play, University are 2 for...
It's the end of the power play as well, so a couple of fielders are probably going to be spread here. So I think the University side now can push the singles around. I think the Belmont bowling depth probably isn't as good as what Uni's was.
Well, interestingly enough, they haven't moved any fielders out, and they've still got the slip in. So nothing's changed.
There we go. The commentator's curse. Oh, he's caught him, has he? That's a screamer. And that's an absolutely cracking shot, but he's equal to the task, the fielder, and he's dived to his ankle height. And that's a great bit of fielding by the Belmont. That's an absolute classic smoking catch.
Easily the best catch of the game, that one. He's taken that off the grass clippings. A fantastic grab.
I'll tell you what, it was going so fast that I don't think even our cameras have picked that one up for the replay, but I tell you what, that's etched in my memory anyway, because that was an absolute screamer. Diving forward, ankle height, one of the toughest catches that you'll ever make.
Fantastic effort, and now we see University at 3 for 29. The pressure is on.
Yeah, pressure right on here, and I tell you what, the Belmont side have looked a little looser, but they're taking the wicket, so that's putting the pressure on, isn't it?
Absolutely. I guess it's fair to say, it's an old adage in cricket, but you've got the runs, the opposition need to get them, and I guess Belmont have 101 runs on the board, and now we see University into their number 5 batsman. The pressure's on.
As we switch now to Peter, he's got the batsman who just tailed out.
Made a little bit of inconsistent bounce out there.
Yeah, it's a bit up and down on a length, back of a length. It's doing a little bit inconsistent, but I think we've got enough batting to come to get the runs.
fairly confident?
Yeah, we've shown in the last few games that we back quite deep, especially in the last game where, you know, we were 6 and 7 down and we managed to get a good total. So, yeah, I think we can do it easy. So,
Mate, it's the T20 Festival. How good is it for the game of cricket here in Newcastle?
I think it's great. I think that's the way the game's going. Future-wise, that's where all the money in cricket's going. So I think the sooner it plays down the lower levels like what we're playing here, the better it is for cricket. So, cheers, mate.
Thanks again, Pete Jolly, getting all the exclusive interviews, and thanks again to all the players taking part as well. A little bit of a balk there. New batsman to the crease. Oh, he's had a massive slash at that.
He is bowling particularly well. Is Chris Whittick? He's really settled into a line and length and giving the batsman nothing, and possibly unlucky not to have had a second wicket.
Yeah, definitely. He's certainly making the batsman rush into their shots, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's
surprisingly fast, isn't he?
Yeah,
he sort of lumbers in.
Yeah, slides on well, bowling a nice length.
Jesse Major obviously can bat a little bit.
Formerly from the Newcastle City Club, now playing for University.
Yes, playing for University at the moment. We've had another lovely tweet in for Amy Keller, who is loving the coverage. Big supporter. Looking forward to all the other sports we cover as well, which includes rugby league, rugby union, netball, AFL, Premier Soccer, and potentially even sports such as lawn bowls, water polo. We've had the pleasure of covering off on the NRC this year. So yes, we will be doing the rugby league to answer your question as well. But let's get back to the cricket now, and good rotation of the strike there, Murray.
Nice work down to third man for one.
I tell you what,
he is bowling well.
Definitely bowling well.
Yeah,
He's making these batsmen trying to rush into these shots, and that's where the wickets are going to come. Do you think they'll change him or leave him on? I think keep him bowling out his 4 overs.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to say because you don't really know who's going to bowl at the death, and he would be a good death bowler because he comes in with good speed, he hits the seam, and I can only imagine Mark Littlewood's going to be one of them. They'll probably keep Ray Cooper up their sleeve for another, so I'd probably keep this bloke for 1 over and maybe bowling one more.
Yeah, definitely. The wickets through the middle of these innings, they're definitely very important as well, aren't they? I think they're very underestimated, these middle overs in 2020 crickets, where you can slow the run rate down.
Absolutely. Well, here's where it gets interesting, Gareth, is that after 7 overs, they're both equal in terms of runs, but Belmont are better off with the wickets. Belmont were 2 for 30. Uni find themselves at 3 for 30.
There you go. Equal peggings almost, apart from wickets down.
Am I allowed to change my bet, Frankie Walsh, or where do I stand there?
I tell you what, we're not letting you change your bet, Murray, because we need to hold you to account for everything you do and say. It's on public record, so unless you want to change the history books. But it's not 18th century North America, so no, you're keeping your bet.
Now, interestingly enough, this would be Ryan Mannix.
Yeah, Mannix has come on to bowl.
And this is the first time we've seen spin introduced in the match.
Yeah, spin an important part of 2020.
Well, I disagree, actually, with the so-called experts that say that 2020 is going to spell the end of spin bowling. I believe that, and when you have a look at the Big Bash, spinners have played an integral part. Daniel Vettori, Bradley Hogg, he's 43 years old, and he's their main man.
Xavier Doherty comes to mind. He bowled pretty well the other night. Yeah, I mean, in the Indian Premier League, I mean, they open with the spinners, don't they, a lot of the time?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously we're talking different wickets over in the subcontinent, but I think they play a key role.
And you know a bit about Mannix? What's his stock ball?
Well, he used to bowl medium pace when I played against him, so I got no idea.
There we go. Maybe he still is bowling medium pace. He's just not got the run up anymore.
Well, he certainly pushed that one through a bit quicker and found the edge of the bat. Just a little bit unlucky that didn't find a fielder. We got Gawthorpe just got enough bat onto it to clear the infield.
Yeah, just split the field as well. All three men chasing.
And this is the dilemma that Mark Littlewood's faced with as we see this ball, which a bit of a false alarm, but. What does he do with his field? Does he move his fielders back to give his bowler a bit of protection?
That's a great shot, cracking shot there. Will it make it all the way to the boundary? And yes, it does. And
yep, it's a boundary
that's another four.
And I guess that's the point I'm making, is that does he move his fielders back a little to give some protection to the bowlers? But given that he's only defending 5 and over, has he got to put pressure on? I guess a part of me says you've got to put the pressure on the batsman, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think they need to take wickets really to win this match because with the run rate, they're going to easily get to the total.
Yep.
So they need to really put fielders in attacking positions and try and take wickets here. I think Littlewood's on the money. And that's a nice shot there. Just finding the gap. Won't make it all the way to the boundary, but twos will do it, Murray.
Twos will do it. An underrated part of the game. Running twos and turning twos into threes and what have you, and all of a sudden you've got 7 or 8 off an over, and here we see ourselves. There was just 10 off the over scored then, and all of a sudden, the university can get their tails up.
Yeah, 3 for 40 here. As the batsmen have their customary talk in the middle, what was your favourite thing to talk about in the middle there, Murray?
Keep the good ones out, make them bowl to you, and try and hang around for a while.
Classic cliched stuff there by Murray Christie. I bet it wasn't.
Sometimes you'd say it's a bit hot.
Gawthorpe, nice shot there.
Major.
Oh, actually, Jesse Major, light blue and light blue helmets.
Yeah, I think Jesse Major wears more the sky blue helmet, where Gawthorpe's got more the royal blue, if you like.
It's all light blue to me. I'm Chris Rogers, mate. I'm colourblind.
No night test cricket for you either, Gareth.
No. Just glow sticks at King Street Hotel, mate. That's the only night light I like.
It's good that's all you do these days, Gareth.
Oh, he bats that one down and finds the gap nicely as well.
And interestingly enough, the Belmont fielders need to keep their heads up here. You can sense in the body language as you look around the ground. And one over that's gone for 10. They're still on top here, the Belmont boys, but you just sense a little bit of negativity in their body language.
Yeah, definitely. And Gawthorpe, I mean, he's one that can stay around. Apparently, he was, for 6 months, a member of the Hot Shots, the Sydney Hot Shots. And he's also been with Manpower as well. So done the rounds on the male strip circuit and, plays that nicely off his pads as well. But the fielder's there to cut it off.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see that in the bio. Now he's a bartender at the Prince Hotel, so, yeah.
That's where the money is, isn't it? Certainly not touring around Australia for
getting your gear off.
The clubs are only reserved for Bar TV, mate, not male models. He's massive on the Instagram too, Gawthorpe. Got a couple of 100,000 followers apparently, with his shirt off, washing his car. So for the ladies out there listening, get on Instagram and follow at Gawthy14 or Matty G14 on the gram, as the kids call it today.
I can't keep up with it these days, mate.
Don't know about these days.
Interestingly enough, Gareth, I've just received an SMS from Marcus Hainsworth, who pulled out late in the match because he received that severe burn on
This will be interesting.
on New Year's Eve. Nice commentary. Haven't heard the Big Show pulled out to a second-degree burn. Well, actually, Marcus, if you were following the commentary earlier on in the match, we did actually cover that.
Yeah, the first innings we mentioned Marcus Hainsworth actually pulled out due to a foot injury, third-degree burns during a fire ban, getting hot and heavy with his partner around a bonfire apparently. Something was heating up. I don't know if it was the fire or just the pure love.
Passion.
As that's another over there. The score 3 for 48. University ticking along nicely. But Marcus, Cussy, if you are listening, Belmont seem to be missing you a little bit. Don't tell him that though, otherwise he'll tell everyone.
I thought the wicket-keeper's done a great job, actually. Marcus who,
Yes.
we saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the wicket-keeper's only sort of 15 metres back here. Marcus Hainsworth will be back 20.
Knees trembling. And they've brought Ray Cooper back to the attack, actually, Gareth, which is a show that Mark Littlewood does want to go on the attack and get some university wickets.
Yeah, Frankie Walsh sent another tweet in as well to you, Murray. How do you think Newcastle City is going to go post-Christmas? Got a big couple of matches coming up.
Yeah,
Meriwether, Walls End and Stockton in 5 days.
Well, I tell you what, if they can win a couple of those games, that they can certainly turn things around. It's they've been a little bit lean in the first half of the season, but yeah, they'll certainly know how good they are after these next few.
And Josh Bennett, a massive fan of the man facing that ball there. Josh Bennett's tweeted in, Matty G, the big dog, will guide them uni lads home. Matty G. Someone's got a soft spot for Matty G and following on Instagram. Thanks very much for that, Josh.
Josh used to play for University a couple of years ago, if I remember rightly.
We're all Gawthorpe fans, though, deep down, aren't we? He comes in, he tries to place that away, but just again creeping up on him.
Jesse Major up the other end cites players such as David Sellop and Simon Moore as his favourite players. Which then begs the question as to why he never considered going across to the Weathers.
I could imagine.
And some fairly colourful nicknames too, Jesse, I see.
Yep. The Rig, Rigatoni, Piggy and Pig Rig. I'm going to go with Pig Rig. And that's a nice little cut shot there. Man on the boundary. Still ticking this run rate over, though. They're going to have to lift it, though, to get in front comfortably, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. But after those 3 wickets, they've certainly taken stock. And you can just sense that the university boys are just starting to take the ascendancy.
Yeah, they look
without taking too many risks. Yeah.
Very look calm and relaxed, don't they? They're not rushing too many things now. Oh, and that's going to be buys. Maybe the wicketkeeper does need to take a leaf out of Marcus Hainsworth.
No, there's actually a bat in that, Gareth, and
he got back to that.
Yeah, it's gone off the top edge of the bat over the keeper and to the side screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the replay on that one for Bar TV because I thought it dead set bounced over him.
That's Chris Rogers' eyes, aren't they, Gareth?
Must be. I can see the red ball.
He can dance too, you know, Chris Rogers.
I'm sure he can.
Maybe he's related.
We're definitely the same height. As it comes in and...
off the back of the bat.
Has got the back of the bat. Or the glove, maybe. That's come through, and that's good fielding there by the Belmont side. Cutting off a would-be single. I wonder how boundary rider Pete Jolly's going down there, Pete. Any word? Any words of wisdom?
Lights on soon, or the car lights.
Car lights. Not the big lights, just the car lights.
Yeah.
just to save on power.
They might actually work all right, Gareth, the car lights, because I've played cricket under the lights here, and yeah, they're good for rugby league and rugby union. I faced Brett Lee under these lights, and that's why I think that.
Yeah, nice.
I never wore
Nice
those white
name.
never wore those
Name
white
drop.
pants again.
Nice little name. Yeah, never wore the white pants again.
Had the brown corduroys by the end of the game.
Was he? How old was he? Was he?
That was January '99, and he was playing for his country Boxing Day Test at the end of that year.
Yeah, right. So what? You faced him, Imran Khan?
Not Imran. Glenn McGrath.
Glenn McGrath.
Yeah.
You would have tonked him, wouldn't you?
Oh,
the boy from Narrabeen.
No.
And of course,
hitting all over the body though. Banks down oval.
Just like your wife when you're home late. If you are listening, Alana, I mean that in the nicest of ways.
And this is only going to be the first game of a whole carnival of T20s this month. Of course, Stockton are playing Newcastle City on January 14, and that game will be live and exclusive on Bar TV. And then the next day, West and Waratah. So definitely tune in, because if you love your cricket, this is the place to be.
10th
Yeah, definitely. As we cut now back to Murray Christie. Thanks for that, Pete. Tune in to Bar TV and watch us cover all these 2020 games.
So after the 10th over, Belmont were 2 for 48. University find themselves now 3 for 53, so a little bit ahead. The unfortunate thing about the Belmont innings, I suppose, is they never really gained a great deal of momentum. They still teetered around that 5 and over. So this is where it could be interesting for the Uni boys. It's the 6th bowler used.
Yeah, definitely changing around, looking for this 4th wicket here, the Belmont side. But again, the Belmont side is bowling quite tight.
And Mark Littlewood, as we were talking about earlier, has still maintained a fairly attacking field, actually. He's only got 4 out. He is entitled to have a 5th person out, but he's elected to put pressure on the batsman.
Yeah, definitely, and it's good attacking 2020 cricket, that's for sure. I can kind of sense maybe another wicket coming, though.
Pressure brings wickets, Gareth. Pressure
Bogging
brings
them down
wickets.
a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone for that. That's in the air. It just pops in between the two fielders, and that's a good throw in and good running between the wickets and good cricket all round, Murray.
Good cricket all round. Could have gone to the other end, actually, to the keeper's end, because I think Jesse Major was always going to be fairly safe. But although when you're throwing it from deep mid on, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, apparently Major, one of the better sledges in the comp as well. Oh, he's gone for that one. No, doesn't quite get as much bat as he would have liked on it. Cut nicely off by the fielder there.
Hey Josh, I might talk about the side screen. What is that?
As we cut now to Peter.
Just into the ground. But yeah, guys, just got a bit of information on the new side screens that will be coming into play in the coming weeks. Of course, number 1 sports ground, understand, is actually going to be the home of Sheffield. Well, a few games here in the Sheffield Shield this year, so a lot of the talk is to get the side screens right before that happens, so that's a good sign to see. That's why you've got the bulldozer in towards the Union Street end, near the commentary box. They're putting it in as we speak.
Yeah, and what a wonderful initiative, isn't it, Peter, just to get some more first-class games to number 1 sports ground, because it is a magnificent ground. It's good to have a packed ground. We've been here on grand final days, and of course they have played Sheffield Shield games here before as well, so great initiative by the council to get these site screens in order.
And the curator too. I mean, we've been saying that the pitch is a little bit green, but the outfield is in tremendous nick. It's cut fine and it's lightning fast, as we've seen today from the fours on display.
Yeah, nice one, Peter. We're going to cut back now to the action. Murray Christie is pulling on my sleeve to get a word in. Murray?
I think it's great that that first-class cricket is returning to the Hunter. It's been a long time between drinks in terms of Sheffield Shield games being played here. The players themselves have never complained about the actual ground itself. There's always been undertones of the amenities and the facilities being substandard. I tend to disagree with it, and I think it would be better for the players to play in front of 5,000 people as opposed to about 16 or 20 at the SCG. But,
Are you talking 16 or 20,000 or 16 or 20?
16 or 20, full stop.
Yeah, definitely. Bring it to the country. I mean, there's plenty of grounds throughout the country. If you are listening, Cricket New South Wales, into the Bar TV coverage, all around the countryside through rural New South Wales, there's plenty of grounds in the country that could facilitate plenty of Sheffield Shield matches and plenty of supporters as well that would get out to the games.
Oh, I think it's vitally important. I think it's a fantastic idea, and there should be more of it.
Yeah, definitely. And Frankie Walsh is pumping us with the tweets at the moment. He's got another question for you, Murray. Thoughts on Newcastle City's new recruits? 3 players from Kent, plus the evergreen Mitchell Clayton.
Well, I guess it's a great opportunity for the English players to experience Australian conditions, and it's good for Newcastle City to, in terms of cultural things as well. I think it's a fantastic initiative. I know the club that I'm involved with, Waratah, have had English imports over the last couple of years, and it's been good for the club.
Yes, we also spoke of your best export, Wes Nichols, before, who's got out of the country, the ex-Waratah player, playing over in England.
Yeah, Wes was an interesting guy, and funnily enough, he said you were mad, and part of that he'd be right, but Wes was a little bit different himself.
Rumours, Murray. As we look at the scoreboard now, it's 3 for 59. This run chase, I'll tell you what, University are probably about an over in front at the moment from the Belmont total.
True, that not helped by a Ray Cooper no ball. I think this is his last over for memory, but
and he's got a free shot. The umpire has put the lasso signal out there, and this is going to go by the male model of Gawthorpe, Matty G, as his friends know him.
Or the G-Dog. Or the M-Dog.
M.G.com. He's got his own website.
Go up into the box.
Yeah, if you could, they were calling it out, but they don't seem to be at the moment.
Oh, and it's a good return there by Cooper. They have a swipe, has a bit of a word to Gawthorpe as well. Couldn't get bat on ball there.
And interestingly enough, Marcus Hainsworth has responded, it was all G-rated around the bin fire that night. It's just a victim of circumstance.
The bin fire. It's a nice little square drive there. Keeping this scoreboard absolutely ticking over. 3 for 60. 3 for 61.
3 for 61 off 11 overs. They're actually about 8 ahead of the pace in comparison with Belmont.
Yes, and a little bit of a lull in this match now, isn't there? Just plodding the ball around, just keeping that run rate ticking over, Murray. I think I'd like to see this uni side start to open up. There's enough wickets in hand now to have a bit of a dig. I know winning's the key, but...
Well, what's actually interesting, not only is the as the intensity dropped, but so is the light. And with the overcast western sky, it's interesting to see how much light we've got left in terms of visibility for the batsmen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the batters just seem to not be timing the ball as well. Maybe you're onto something there, Murray. Okay, I see next door at number 2, they've got the lights on over there. I think the Asian Cup, maybe Palestine warming up for their match next week against Japan.
There's a game on tonight too, is there not?
Yeah, it opens up tonight, so big summer of sport for Australia. The Socceroos in action tonight.
Australia Q8. Should bring good things to the Newcastle and Hunter economy.
Well, they're actually saying it's the biggest.
We can only hope. Oh,
That's
he's
close.
A big appeal there.
Right.
Not going up as we cut now to Peter, the boundary rider.
Yeah, just going on from the Asian Cup comment, that's going to be the biggest tournament since the Olympics. So should be good for the economy and everyone in Newcastle as well. Starts in Newcastle next week, so get along. Not too many seats left out there as well. So, yeah, it's going to do massive things for the game of football too.
Yeah, definitely. You'll be getting a seat out there, Peter, won't you?
Yep, got that seat on the roof right away. You coming with me, Gareth?
Yeah, we'll use our media passes to sneak in and get some good coverage for Bar TV.
It works.
Thanks again, Peter. Anything happening down on the boundary there?
No, not too much, mate. As you said, there's a decent crowd coming in after work here today. Over there on the Eastern Hill, I guess. There's a few cars out there, and a lot of the people have brought their screams, and they're certainly getting behind the boys, which is great to see.
Well, you're right amongst the crowd down there, Peter. What's the feeling down there? What's the vibe?
Oh, they're excited. Everybody I've had a chat to in the last few hours have said how good is it to have T20 cricket in Newcastle on a Friday night. And this is just the start of a whole month of T20 cricket. And, of course, we're back here on Wednesday night. Stockton will be playing Newcastle City. And so if you love your cricket, Friday night and Wednesday nights is the places to be here at the number 1 sports ground.
Yeah, I tell you what, and if you're a president or a general manager of the other sports out there, this is something to take on board, because Friday night games, they could be a big part of the Newcastle sporting landscape, Peter.
Yeah, well, there's not that much to do in Newcastle apart from going to the bars and honeysuckle on a Friday night. So why don't you come down and, make a whole night of it? Start your night here and then trickle on into town.
Definitely. Live sport, it's the best, and we're covering, of course, across the nation as we look at the crowd over there. Nice little lazy afternoon. Eyes fixed on the cricket. Probably talking about the test. Just loving life. Nothing beats that. Couple of mates in the back of a car just playing cricket. Talking cricket. Loving cricket.
And how
Thanks very
good's
much,
that
Peter.
scoreboard? Got to love the old number 1 scoreboard. Back in
Just
the
gotta
day,
love
that
this
was
ground, Pete.
operational. Yeah. Best ground in Newcastle.
Definitely. As we go back to Murray now, he wants to tell us a little bit about the score, the run rate. I don't know. I think this university side's a little bit bogged down at the moment, Murray.
Indeed, and I think that there is going to come a time, and to their credit, they do have a lot of wickets in hand, and I think there will come a moment with these two particular batsmen that they will force the pace a little bit. But they've got Mark Littlewood to contend with at the moment.
Yeah, he's brought himself on maybe a little bit too early, Murray.
Well, he certainly brought himself on earlier, I believe. I dare say it's a strategic move to try and eke out a wicket and put pressure on the university batsman. I dare say he's probably made the decision that if these blokes don't lose a wicket, they won't be able to restrict them within the 20 overs.
Yeah, there's still 4 men out on the circle there as well, so attacking but not attacking it too much, and he's gone for that. That's up in the air, that's Scott. It's going to be a tricky one to take, and he has swallowed it, and that's great hands there, Murray.
Absolutely, and Mark Littlewood take a bow. The strategy worked to introduce himself. I dare say he'll probably hold himself back for one more over if he hasn't bowled already into his 4th over. But yeah, that's a terrific wicket. They're getting the M dog out of the G dog, and with dimming light, it's going to get interesting.
I'll tell you what, Pete Jolly's going to get the G dog, or Matty G, the former male nude model. We're going to get a few questions off him. He'd be disappointed, Pete, so be nice when you ask him a few questions. And here's the replay now for Bar TV. Yeah, again, that ball just came on a little bit quicker, didn't it, Murray?
Came on a little bit quicker and got a bit big on him. And although mid-on struggled a little bit, he took it well.
Here we go.
Yes, and now we've got Matty G with Pete Jolly.
Mate, the guys were saying it's a bit dark out there. What's it like out in the middle?
Oh, it's tough to see. It'd be good if the lights are on, but can't really do much about that, can you? Sort of the red ball doesn't help either, because it's a lot darker. At least we could use a white ball, that'd be decent, but yeah, it's getting dark out there now, that's for sure.
Yeah, you happy where your team's at? What do you have to do? What would be your advice to the boys?
Oh, we need probably about 6 and over, so if one of these boys, if we have one big over, and just knock them around after that, it should be sweet, I think. Oddie's in now, he goes pretty large. Jesse just needs to stay there and knock him around. It's one and ball, shouldn't be too hard.
Mate, the guys were just going through your player profile. Of course, you haven't played cricket all your life. You've had a bit of dancing on the stage, they're telling me.
Yeah, mate, yeah, I'm a dancer. That's definitely what I am.
Make more money doing that or this?
Mate, I don't know where that came from. I've never danced in my life, so. But no, I've been playing cricket most of my life, so.
Bit of a stitch up, eh?
Yeah, a bit of a stitch up, mate.
How good is it to have T20 in Newcastle in the summer?
Oh, it's good for sure. It's good that there's more points. I think it's a big bash is a big thing that's happening in Cricket Australia at the moment. So it's good to be able to bring it to Newcastle cricket. And as I said, it's worth a lot more this year. It's worth 4 points rather than the 2 I think it was last year. So yes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, cracking shot out there too, hitting the boundary.
Thanks
again, Pete Jolly. That's your best of the day, Peter.
You didn't know anything about his stage. What's going on? Stitch up.
I don't know. I think he's being modest. And is that a catch? No, he's
just short, Gareth. Just
short.
Yeah. Great attempt. No cigar though.
He can deny hot shots all he want, Matty G's, but I've got it down on paper in the commentary box, so it's good as gospel, mate. As we cut back to the action now. Change of overs, change of bowlers. I tell you what, 4 for 68.
Well, 34 needed. 7 overs to go. That's as good as 5 and over, which is what they started with during the run chase. All of a sudden, I don't want to get too scientific, but this could be a strategy moving forward with a 5 o'clock start. The lights aren't on. Maybe it could well be advantageous to win the toss and bat first.
Yeah,
moving forward.
Gawthorpe just mentioned that when he came off there. He said the light is playing a bit of havoc. You can't see the ball as well as when he got out there, so maybe it's something to rethink. Maybe put the lights on for next week's games. I'm not too sure how, or maybe start at half an hour earlier. I'm not too sure how it can go, but definitely he was very, very complimentary about having the T20 at this twilight time. It really adds to what Newcastle cricket has to offer.
Well, I think it's a great innovative step, and if we've got to turn the lights on for the last 20 minutes, I think that's even better.
Yeah, definitely, or as Pete mentioned, just the car lights. That'll do the trick. All the cars here at the moment. As Daniel Odd now facing up. And Daniel Odd can hit a ball, Murray.
He certainly has got a reputation, Gareth, as being a big hitter. I remember watching a final, sitting in my car, actually watching a final, and Daniel, University were in a bit of strife, but yet he still threw caution to the wind and gave the ball a bit of a touch-up and picked up a 50 in a very short time. So I'm sure the T20 game's not going to stop him too much.
Yeah, definitely. With this dust coming down, it reminds me of playing street cricket, doesn't it? As a kid, your mum calling out to you, just waiting for you to come home, but you're just out there till dark, aren't you?
Absolutely, and that's the rule. You've got to be home at dark. I'd then drink as soon as I got home, because I'd be a sweaty mess, drink about a litre of lime makeup cordial. Fantastic. The GI lime.
Yeah, nice. The cooler. Cotty's cooler's my poison, and I still drink it now after a couple of Chardonnays the night before, just to get me through the day. As Whittock comes in now to bowl. Oh, and that's a good shot there.
Oh, third man's
that's
up.
Cracking
Yes.
shot. Third man's up. Good attacking field by Littlewood, but takes advantage there.
Yeah. Given the length that Whittaker's bowled, I'm not entirely certain as to why he's brought third man up, because he's set an attacking field for obvious reasons, and I totally understand that. But
He's sending back now.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's a case of the horse has bolted, and at 5 and over, it's just one of those things that it's a bit of a shame really for him.
Oh, and he's picked out the gap there, tried to anyway. Oh, that was so close to being a run out. Confusion.
I think they were salmon trout out if that had hit.
That would have been, because I don't think Bill Oddie was going to dive for that one, was he? He was content to take that wicket and walk home.
Barbecued.
Yes, Daniel Odd will be looking to... Where do you think, if you're Daniel Odd, where are you going to hit this? Mid-wicket?
Yeah, deep mid-wicket.
Oh, that's got to be a wide. Yes, he's called it. I'll tell you what, the umpires have been pretty good today, haven't they? Paul Marjoriebanks and Tate.
Well, I think you'll find the only controversial part was that very confident caught behind shout that the Belmont boys put up. But other than that, their performance has been exemplary.
Definitely. Oh, he's had a big swing at that one, and it unfortunately didn't hit Willow with ball.
And as discussed earlier in the commentary, that's exactly the area where he's heading, that vacant deep mid-wicket area. There's a bloke out, there's a fielder out at deep square leg and a fielder at deep mid-on, but then there's a gap.
There's one, you're probably blinded by the sight screen there, Murray. There's
Deep
one.
mid-on, yeah.
Deep mid-on.
Yeah.
So if he can get that gap, it's out of there. Oh, he's...
Oh.
He's hit that offside there and got the quick signal. He's going to retain the strike, which is...
And nearly been run out twice in the one over.
He's living on the edge, isn't he? Skating on skates, one might say. Scores 4 for 76. Heckled by one of our fans, Murray. I think he remembers you from the days when you're scoring 100s, willy-nilly, out on the field, just picking them off. Who was your favourite bowler to bat against back in the day, Murray? Let's name some.
Well, I know
get you in trouble.
I know there were plenty that I wasn't real keen on facing up to. They used to get me out all the time.
I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about the easy ones.
No, there was never an easy one. Batting's not easy. Well, it is easy until you start complicating things. But there was no particular standout of a bowler I'd like to face for a living. No.
So if you're Michael Odd out here,
or Daniel, yeah,
Bill. Yeah. If you're Daniel Odd out here,
I wouldn't want to be facing Mark Littlewood.
Are you happy to be facing Mark Littlewood?
No, I think he'll be happy to see him off.
This is his last over, by the way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I don't think, knowing Daniel, I don't think he'll die wondering in terms of having a swing.
Yeah, he'll take him on. Oh, flick that one. There's two in this. If he can get there, he's going to look to turn, and he'll get there quite easily as it gets down towards the boundary.
2 to Odd.
Yeah, good running there. Probably, if there was a couple of quicker men out there, could have been 3, but I'll tell you what, 2, they'd be happy with that one. Just need to get 6 and over, is it now, Murray?
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure. Are we into the 15th or the 16th over?
Yeah, 16th over.
Oh, no, it's definitely the 16th over because they did start from the junction end. No, this is the 16th over. Yeah.
A little bit of conjecture after we were disrupted by the audience member, mistaking us for the ground announcer. Of course, the ground announcer doing a wonderful job here at number 1 Sports Ground. Volunteers for the NDCA, which without these volunteers for these associations, NDCA doesn't function. So big shout out to those guys as well. That's a good ball there by Littlewood. Just right up there in the pads.
It is getting a little bit darker though as we speak, Gareth. Oh, we've got a no ball. Oh, he's overstepped the mark.
Here goes the lasso. It's a free hit, everybody at home. The big lasso. And this could go anywhere. Oh, he's missed it. I tell you what, it probably looks a little bit brighter at home on your TV because of the super high definition cameras we're using for Bar TV. But I tell you what, the pitch looks quite dark out there at the moment from our vantage point, at least anyway. And I tell you what, very hard to see that red ball in this sort of twilight period, Murray.
Indeed, and which it's possible that Belmont could rue not getting, say, around the 120 mark. As you can see on screen now, it's a lot dimmer than what it appears on the camera.
Oh, nice attempted Yorker there. Nearly got under the bat.
And he made good ground to get to that ball too, Mark Littlewood. He is a particularly good athlete. Keeps himself in good shape, and has represented his team well over the years.
So, he's a veteran now. He's obviously around 33, 34, is he?
You'd have to be close, yeah, or maybe 30, yeah.
A little bit of golf happening on the far end of the field. The one word's out. Oh, he's had another swing and a miss. I tell you what, Murray, I don't think he's seeing the ball too well out there. This light obviously playing havoc.
It's interesting.
They're having a chat there. The golfer giving a bit of advice. Out on the boundary there to Mannix. Obviously came down here, didn't realise this was on. Of course, it is free entry as well. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, we'll be back again. So if you can peel yourself off the summer couch, come down here and have a look at twilight cricket at its finest.
Oh, he's overstepped the mark again, Gareth.
No ball again. Let's see the lasso, Tatey. Here we go.
Hurt.
The lasso's come out. This is another free shot, but I guess the question is, there's the crowd packing the stands. The boys and girls, the families out here. So this is a free shot. And he's got hold of that one. Is it going to go all the way to the boundary? But no, he's going to cut it off. Unlucky there. Just a single. Odd. Reluctant to run on that one. I'll tell you what, Littlewood will be happy with that, because if he aims this down the stump, and he's bowling quite well, he's bowling to the conditions, isn't he? Because he's trying to get in
into the block hole. Yeah,
in the block hole.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, they can't see the ball too well, so they can't really time it and step up to it, can they?
Absolutely, and these are pressure overs. I mean, they need what we find ourselves. They need 20.
He's bringing Mannix in from the boundary as well.
Yeah, and only 4 overs after this.
Just trying to stop this single here. Oh, he's got bat on ball there, and they've gone for the quick single, and make that one easy. So Jesse Major will retain the strike next over. He's the man that's got his eye in. Odd, the newest of the batsmen. The score's 4 for 83.
So 19 off 4 overs, just under 5 and over. In normal circumstances, they should make the 101 or 102 target fairly comfortably, but I'm not so sure it's going to be that comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it? 20 runs pretty much. 19 runs to get off the last couple of overs. And
I guess the only issue that Mark Littlewood's now faced with is that I think Cooper's out, bowled his overs out, and as has Mark Littlewood. So I think he's got this medium pacer to. I think he's got plenty of overs left, and Ryan Mannix, the tweaker, and that's almost about it.
Yeah, definitely. So I think Baxter has got the ball now, and I think he'll bowl out.
Yeah,
his overs. He started from the other end, but I guess he's a little bit slower, so they may be able to pick up the ball that little bit quicker, and he's got that pretty fine for the single.
Having said that, you can't knock Mark Littlewood for the strategy that he's put in place.
I think it was good.
Yeah, he needed to get wickets. He did get wickets at vital times, but unfortunately, he's not got a great deal of runs to play with.
Yeah, definitely, but this could be the making of this match with Odd up that end, and let's just see. They've pushed a couple of men out to the boundary now. 18 off 23 balls is required. And he's had a big swing at that, and he's got that very fine. There's no one there. It's going to go for 4 all the way. And that's good for the university side, not so good for Belmont. He just picked that up at the last minute, I think.
Yeah, particularly when there's no one home there at fine leg. And actually, I don't have a drama with there not being a fine leg. It was probably more bad bowling than captaincy.
Well, he's pushed the man out at mid-wicket there, because I guess that's his go-to shot, isn't it? He's, ooh.
It is. But the only thing, I guess... and the viewers can't see this on the screen at the moment, but they've got they've got a backward square leg, and then there's 3 players on the boundary, and no one really stopping the ones. There's plenty of even 2s around that mid wicket area.
Yeah, that's right. And at a runner ball, you think they'll do it, but he's hit that out, and that's just going to be 1. But as you said, they're gone again. That's good running there by the university side. That's
Good pressure.
They
put pressure on the fielder. It was a slight misfield, and they turned it into 2.
Yes. Batted down nicely there. They pretty much got the runs for this over, so looking to...
And some, yeah. We've got 7 off the over thus far, so...
Looking to... just consolidate, maybe. Oh, he's got hold of that. It's in the air. It's coming at us, and it's over! Yep. That's 6 runs here at number 1 Sports Ground. That's a cracking shot.
Yeah, that's a maximum. He actually... at first, I didn't think he got onto it all that well, but in the end, it's cleared the boundary, and... well, he's got a maximum, and, they find themselves only needing 6, so it was a real good over for the university boys.
Yeah, definitely 6 off 2 overs. You'd pretty much say this game could be over. As we look again now at the shot. And he just picked that up early, didn't he? And launched his bat at it. Thought it may have been in trouble, but no, cleared the rope nicely.
I don't want to bang on about it too much, Gareth, but they bring those boundary lines in. Meanwhile, bats make the ball go further, but who am I?
Who are you? You're Murray Christie, and you're entitled to your opinion, but I think, for this T20 Twilight competition, it's a great initiative to bring in the boundaries, because we want to see 6s at home, we want to see 4s at home. We don't want to see stuck in 1988 with your mullet, hitting singles and 2s, turning 1s into 2s. No one wants to see that, Murray. We want to see 6s like that over the rope.
Yay.
Is this Strang with the ball?
Yeah, he hasn't been introduced to the bowling up until this point. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, so Strang's going to have the last 2 overs up the Market Town end. Just taking their time, Littlewood's just shuffling the field around, just moves himself. Oh, he's got that through the gap. That's a nice shot. That's all I know. They'll go for 2, will they? No. He's called him back, just happy with a single at this stage. Only 6 runs remaining to get this 102 target off 2 more overs, 3 more overs.
Yeah, 2.5 more overs. They've... well, in the end, it'll appear that they've paced themselves quite well, but there were some jittery moments there during the innings.
I think Maloney's been the key in this innings, hasn't he? He's tied down one end, and he's hit the singles around the park, and he's been the man that has stayed in there for the entirety.
Yeah, but really, and we'll cover the post-mortems at the end of the match, but. I think it's fair to say that the bowlers have had of the university bowlers have had a major impact on the outcome of this game.
Yeah, definitely. They were very, very tight. I tell you what, they were good in the field too. And I hate to go on about it, but catches win matches, Murray.
I was only talking to Courier Kurt about that today, funnily enough.
There's no spider cam here to get in the way, is there? And this is a free shot. The lasso goes above Tate's head again. And we're going to see maybe this could be the end of the match here.
All the no balls have occurred from that end, interestingly
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, they look to me like it's front foot, no ball. And this is a free shot, everybody. He's gone for it. There's a man out there. Can he cut it off? And he has. That's great fielding in the outfield. And that brings up the 100. 2 more runs to get.
That was a great save because that's actually game over if he can't cut that off. But University find themselves with plenty of balls to spare at this point in time.
Yes, and great run chase here by the Uni side. Very controlled. He's gone for it again. This will be 1 run. And this ties the match up. Do you think Belmont have 6 wickets in them?
Well, it'd be pretty good if they pulled it off from me. Real good.
We're all tied. The fielders have come in. 1 more run to win. And Jesse Major looks to hit that one up. It's in the air, but it's going to go all the way, and that's a fitting end to Jesse Major's innings. That's a fitting end to the University innings. They win the match with a couple of overs to spare. What a great game. What a great run chase by University, and what a great game of controlled cricket by University, Murray.
Fantastic start to the T20 round, Gareth, that where the majority of games are going to be covered at number 1 Sports Ground, and realistically, University did control the game from the get-go, where they bowled well, they fielded very well, as you mentioned before, Gareth, and in the run chase, although there were a few jittery moments, they've seen their side home, and in the end, whilst it appears they've done it comfortably, it's been a business-like win.
Yes, definitely, and the players coming from the field, just about to shake hands now. I believe Pete Jolly, our boundary rider for today, is going to get a couple of interviews for us at the end of this coverage. Now, Pete, we're back again next week, next Wednesday. Who have we got, mate?
Day. So the games just keep on coming and coming in this festival of sport. The week then we've got 3 games in a row. We've got West End playing Waratah on January the 15th. On the 16th will be Walls End versus Toronto. On the 21st of January, we've got Cardiff versus Hamilton Wickham. And then tailing it off with the 23rd match, Charlestown versus Merriweather. So all of those matches will be right here at the number 1 Sports Ground. And, of course, you'll be able to watch every ball, every 6 on Bar TV. So we're just going to have a quick chat with the University side. They're just out there, as you can see at the moment, just shaking hands with the umpires. Any longer, I think this ground, Gareth, would have been saturated in darkness, so it's a good time to finish it. Maybe next time we might have to consider switching these lights on or getting a few more cars in here to pay the bill, but everybody's enjoyed it, and no better, though, than the University team. They've done it well in the end.
Been an absolutely cracking game, hasn't it? Everybody involved. I mean, NDCA, of course, we'd like to thank the sponsors, Commonwealth Bank, Kingsgrove Sports, Herald, South, Jez Webb, and of course all the advertisers that are flocking to Bar TV at the moment. As Pete Jolly now has someone with him for the Bar TV Man of the Match.
Mate, in the end, it was a nice victory.
Yeah, it was in the end. We made it difficult, but we got there in the end. I don't think the light made it too easy for us, but as long as we had wickets in the end, I knew we were going to get there. So.
Yeah, the commentators were saying that maybe it would have been an idea maybe to switch the lights on. Fair call. One of your major supporters there, huh?
I don't know him, mate. I don't think they had a key, to be honest. So I think there was just a mix-up. Someone didn't bring a key so the lights could go on. So hopefully next time they have them ready, because the team batting second, it's a big disadvantage. Lucky it was just a small total chasing. Otherwise, it might have been a bit more of a blow-up after the game.
Yeah, overall, how would you rate it?
Yeah, I like the idea, actually. Friday night cricket, yeah, it's a good idea. It's going to be our backing up tomorrow, then Sunday, but yeah, I think it'll be successful.
A little bit of greenery on the pitch. Did that come into the match at all?
Yeah, it did actually. It was an unusual T20 wicket. There was a lot of grass on it, so It was up and down as well, so it wasn't easy for the batters. We knew 100 looks easy in 20 overs, but it was quite difficult in the end, but just glad we got there.
And of course T20 on the bigger picture. You know, it's great for Newcastle people to come out here and watch their beloved ones. What would you say to the Newcastle fans to come out here and watch your team go around?
It's free, so get down here and support whoever you go for. Hopefully the Sea Dragons.
Go the Sea Dragons.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks for your time. We'll talk to you next time we're on Bar TV. Back to the box.
Thanks very much, Pete Jolly, and thanks very much for being the boundary rider today. I believe you've been the best boundary rider in all of Australia today, Peter. So we switch off, we tune off. Murray Christie, I'll switch to you one more time. Who was the man of the match?
Well, I think Grant Stewart played a significant role in influencing the outcome of the match. He bowled particularly well. He batted okay for a brief period of time, but as we said before, it was the bowling that got bowling and the fielding that got University home, and he was integral as a part of that.
Yes, as we're about to end the broadcast now for Bar TV Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Bar TV Sports. Hashtag Bar TV Sports for all your news. We've got Facebook. We've got a new website coming out. We are the home of grassroots sports. Tell your publican you want to see Bar TV Sports in your pubs and clubs. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody, and thanks again to all the sponsors, and thanks again to the Newcastle District Cricket Association for having us here today. I've been Gareth Wazick, and again, we'll see you next week.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Doc's Pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.